Hello, Internet, and welcome to Lords of Misrule. That feels weird to say. Thank you, everyone out there, for joining. All these familiar faces, and hopefully we'll get some newcomers along the way. This is the first session of our brand new D&D 5e campaign, Lords of Misrule, featuring all of these familiar faces, friendly familiar faces that you see across the screen. I'm going to do some quick announcements before we get started, then I want to jump right into the action. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who helped put this together, to Morgan for making all of our overlays and the character art, and Savannah, as always, for putting everything together in a way that it can be viewed by the general public. And a lot of work's gone into this over the past few weeks, and a lot of work still going into it, and we'll continue to improve and develop as we go. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not going to talk too much about the game itself. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Dungeons and Dragons, except in a little bit different setting, but most of that we'll get into once the game starts. Couple of quick things. First of all, we had our survey that we put up yesterday for all of you to engage with and attempt to guess who's playing who in this game. It was as difficult as it was the first time to just guess who's going to be playing which character based on nothing but names, but it's fun to do nonetheless. Nobody got all 6 answers right, unfortunately, but we did have some good entries, and you'll all be getting your XP to boot, which will be delivered to you within the next few days to next week. We'll get around to it, but you'll have your XP, and thank you all for participating. We have a couple of lineup changes this week. We had our session of Wonderworld Origins, our last session of it, the previous session of it, not our last session of it, last Thursday, and the next one will be 2 weeks from then, so a week from this Thursday. That'll be going up on YouTube soon, later this week, and you can join the fun and get caught up on all of the super heroic stunts and actions of a bunch of plucky teenagers, because I have to throw that word in at some point during each session. We're playing the mask system there, and it's been a lot of fun. We have Wild Space this week. However, for this week only, we're going to be shifting it. Instead of Monday, we're going to be playing on Thursday. It's going to be at the same time, 8 o'clock Eastern time, but just Thursday this week, and then we'll be back on schedule hopefully after that. And then this game, for those of you that are used to watching Survivors Complex every Saturday in this slot, or around this time slot, we will be picking it up in 2 weeks. So we're playing bi-weekly, hopefully filling that time next week with some video games and some other fun stuff. I think that's all I have regarding announcements. Anybody else have anything that I missed? Nope. Okay. Well, we are going to jump right in. So sit back, buckle up, and enjoy this very first session of Lords of Misrule. And welcome back. Shadows stretch like black swords over a hill patchwork with mud and torn grass. Cast out from the ruins of a kingdom long buried in the fetid bogs at the fork of a grand river. The smallest sliver of sunlight vanishes beyond the western horizon as a bruised and spotted night sky blankets the world. The stench of decay stirs with the breeze, rising up from the hundreds of armored and rotting bodies cast throughout the valley like leaves. The patter of small leather wings breaks the silence as a bat glides down towards the hilltop, its path jagged and uncertain. The moment before it reaches the earth, it contorts, pulling the shadows towards it, which bend and snap into arms, legs, fingers, and shimmering crimson eyes. The man falls to one knee, catching himself with a broken spear. He pants with ragged breath, looking out towards the last remnants of daylight. Pushing strands of long black hair from his vision, he spits a globule of blood into the dirt and begins to stand. A whistle cuts the air, as the glistening silver point of an arrow protrudes from the man's chest, and he falters, falling to both knees. He begins to turn and raise his broken spear when a second arrow catches him in the arm. He screams, dropping the spear. His face contorts from anguish to rage as he bears two ivory fangs and hisses. "Traitors, you will suffer!" His words are cut short by a snarl as a mass of gray fur and muscle collides with him from behind. He gurgles his last syllable before his throat is torn, blood cast once more into the dirt. The beast stands, but as it does, it seems to shrink. And as it takes to its feet, a woman looks down to the body of the vampire as it rapidly decays. She wipes the gore from her mouth and smiles. "I didn't catch that last part, sweetie. Mind repeating it?" She looks back down the hill over her shoulder. "Sorry, boys. You missed the fun." Two figures stand behind her. A tall, wiry man, bald with intricate tattooed script coating his skin, wearing black robes accented by swirling emerald pattern, stands behind a towering figure of crimson flame wearing golden armor. The Afridi grins from under smoldering white eyes. He barks in a strange tongue which seems to resonate with the air. "Ifiri nok vulcha iskarla." The woman cocks an eyebrow and looks to the mage. "He says you seem to be having enough fun for the four of us." The werewolf kicks the desiccated remains of the vampire, causing the withering husk to disintegrate and scatter across the grass. She freezes for a moment, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end, and she reflexively lets out a low growl. "Edward, Solomon, Maria, glad to see you survived." Standing among the three without any sign of his arrival stands a man wholly unremarkable, with the exception of a set of ebony horns protruding from his brow and following the contours of his scalp back along his skull before hooking upwards, and a set of cat-like pupils set into two golden eyes. Edward Calvert, the slender mage, smiles and bows his head. "Lord Mephistos?" The devil smiles. "And where have you been, Faust?" glares Maria Lycaean. "Same as yourselves, fulfilling my end of our bargain." He wipes the dagger he holds in his left hand on his sleeve, leaving a glistening trail of blood. "So, it's done then?" asks Edward. Solomon Paracelsus echoes the wizard's sentiment in his alien tongue. "Yes, my friends." Faust casts an eye out over the battlefield. "The Draconisi and the remnants of the vampire have fled. The rest have surrendered in obedience, or death. And the Empire believes themselves the victors. Oh, you should see the proclamation of the king. Simply moving." The four share a long, uncomfortable silence as a crow swoops low overhead to scavenge the gory treasures of the fallen. The devil reaches under his robe and withdraws a furled scroll. "The rest of our agreement?" inquires Maria. "In its entirety." He gestures out to the surrounding land. "The foundations of our new kingdom, built atop the bones of the vanquished and forgotten. We shall divide it as we see fit, cultivate it, and reap the fruit born of mortals' labor in perpetuity." He unrolls the parchment and reads, "We, the four, gather as one, intertwined amidst the power of the root, our reverence, that another's blood we not spill, lest our own run eternal." He waves his hand in a circular motion sarcastically. So on and so forth. Now, place your mark, and the covenant is struck. One after another, they each mark the parchment. beginning with the mage, Edward Calvert. I'm very much looking forward to the further wonders we shall produce, my lord. Faust gives a deep bow, right arm clutched to his chest and left arm outstretched. Edward bows his head in respect and steps back. The Afriti king Solomon Paracelsus lumbers forward, snatches the parchment roughly from the hands of the archdevil, and with force enough to tear through the page, scrawls his mark. Faust maintains his smile as he smooths out the new creases in the paper. Last, Maria Lycaon steps forth and hesitates with her quill a fraction above the page. She looks up and locks eyes with Faust. The undead scourge remains exiled. She glares at the fiend with a primal ferocity, her eyes blazing with a silver sheen. Faust maintains his pleasant demeanor. Of course, those are the terms, he states with somber intent. The wolf signs the parchment, and Faust soon to follow. Witnessed by us four and never to be broken, the covenant of the root is forged, and from this root our kingdom shall grow. Gothford. The four vanish in mist as the land shifts and changes with the passage of time. Decades pass. A kingdom grows in their place, flying the flag of the empire. Cobblestone unfurls across the marshlands as the buildings multiply, sprouting from the ground like fungus. Stone and wood are shaped into glass and steel, which rocket towards the heavens at dizzying heights, until a kingdom becomes a city. Skyscrapers and black paved streets woven across the land by the loom of mortal ingenuity. Trains race across the countryside, and the rumble of the river drowns in the roar of engine as cars dart along the city streets like roaches. Thousands and thousands take to the city, which grows to unparalleled size and sophistication at an astonishing rate. A glistening rose of the empire, rotted at its roots. Our story begins within this city. A bleak stone interior, humid, with fungal patches in the corners of the chamber. There are sets of iron bars that section off 4 holding cells. A faint murmur of conversation and the clattering of dice against stone a Duragar inmate was able to smuggle into the cell, Lord knows how, that he shares with 4 others as they place wagers in hushed tones. We focus on the back left cell, where a motley crew of individuals sit, stand, and wait. So, I'm going to have you each describe your character in turn, and answering these 4 questions. What are they doing at this moment? What do they look like? Why are they here? And how well do you know the rest of your fellow inmates? And I'd like to go ahead and start with just drawing from left to right on my screen. It's going to start with Pilar.
So, Pilar is probably sitting on whatever passes for something to sit on. Like maybe if this is supposed to be a cell for one person, if there's one cot, she's sitting on it. Like probably one leg crossed over the other, like looking very out of place, alternating between like kind of looking around, kind of skittish, and just like really keeping a really close eye on everyone else around, like especially in the next cells. She is a half elf, long, very red hair, despite her darker olive complexion. She probably is like occasionally like, trying to fix her makeup from where she was like crying earlier when she got arrested. Probably got arrested for proximity to a bar fight, like also because she tried to like fast talk the cops, like, this isn't a big deal, you should leave us alone. They were like, all right, you're coming too, is basically why she's there. She is very short, but very pretty. She's literally like, I think 5 foot or 5'2". So very, very small. And she knows most of the people in this cell, particularly the scuffed up half-elf dude nearby. And a pale woman who's probably looking very prim, I assume. Yeah, pretty much everyone. Actually, she knows everyone here.
I think that's pretty much canon that all of you know each other in passing, at least. But okay, so and actually brings us to the half elf that you mentioned, Sebastian.
Yep. So Sebastian shares a lot of visual similarities to his cousin, at least in as far as skin tone. His hair is just brown, kind of shaggy, unkempt. His face is a mess right now because he was in the thick of things in the aforementioned bar fight. He's probably trying to hold his nose, make sure it's probably a little broken or did get broken and got healed after the fight and is just looking like a mess, but at the same time, he has the biggest shit-eating grin because he always loves a good fight. So yeah, obviously knows his cousin Pilar very well. Also knows the pale one, the tall one, and knows the other ones in passing as well. And what's he doing right now aside from just nursing his injuries? He's probably just quietly muttering a prayer, something to a whole litany of gods.
All right. And the companion who I assume is pretty close to them as well, Cordelia.
Oh, yes, the pale one.
The pale one.
Yes, so Cordelia is probably hanging out right near Pilar and Sebastian, probably leaning against a wall, just looking like the coolest person you've ever seen in your life, basically. I think she occasionally will, straighten her suit that she wears and try to get the dust off of it, and then eventually when there's nothing else for her to do, if she's managed to somehow keep a hold of her set of playing cards, she'll take them out and shuffle them. But yeah, Cordelia is taller, not as tall as some of our other friends in the room, very slim, very pale. She has very long, kind of pitch black, silky hair that she has tied up in this really fancy kind of updo. She has these dark, kind of almost crimson red eyes, and she's super stylish. She's always, usually, for the most part, wearing a pinstripe suit and pumps. Yeah. I feel like there was something else.
How well you know
Oh yeah, how well I know everyone else. I think she sticks close to Pilar and Sebastian, but will greet everyone else because she's at least worked with them before. And I don't know that it is 100% clear how she got here, because there was definitely a bar fight and she was definitely there, but she doesn't look like it.
All right. Enza.
There we go. Sorry. Let's see. Enza is a very tall, very strong, broad-shouldered, half-orcish woman. Let's see. Her hair is sort of done in these cornrows and sort of pulled back out of the way. And she's probably wearing a very heavy, thick, overcoat over what looks like some just regular slacks. And let's see. How did she get here? She's probably just looks real pissed right now. She had been pursuing one of her marks and got spotted and got the cops on her for stalking is what the person claimed, but she was trying to reap a bounty on said person. And so she's kind of very frustrated that she's wasting her time here.
Sure.
But she does know Pilar very well and Seb quite a bit, and is confused to see them both here in the same room.
All right. Hogarth.
Well, Hogarth is one of the bigger ones of the group, standing at about 6'6", messy black hair, sort of yellowish skin, looks kind of unhealthy, but is like very large. But not like muscular large, just like takes up a lot of space. And has these sort of sunken in eyes that they're almost like looking into an abyss with something staring back. And they are sitting in the room, probably in a corner somewhere, just hands clasped together, elbows on knees, just waiting. And they got caught squatting. Was not involved in this fight whatsoever, but is currently being held because they got caught squatting. And then Hogarth knows Cordelia, pretty much everyone, but Cordelia mostly, and is aware of the others.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, Clove.
Clove is the tallest of the group. Clove is an imposing 7'7" hulk of a person. They are, they're muscular, but there's a little bit of fat and stuff around their body, so they're not completely trim, but they're, not cut either. They have a short, dark auburn bob that's covered by a lovely turban that has a jewel right here, and they've got slate grayish skin, beautiful kind yellow eyes, and they're probably just kind of hunched a little bit because I'm assuming the cell is not huge, leaning against the bars, waiting for a guard to come by so they can talk their way out of, and their friends out of this situation. They may or may not run the bar where the bar fight took place, if that's what we call the bar. They probably, because people made a mess in their establishment, decided to beat some heads in because you don't mess with my bar. And I know everybody because everybody pretty much has been in the bar or around the bar's front, which is a laundromat. And so, yeah, I pretty much have interactions with everybody.
All right. So all of you are currently meandering about in this holding cell. Anybody talking? Anybody have anything they want to?
Yes.
Okay.
If Sebastian is nursing a bloody nose, I'm probably gonna tear off part of my cute little dress, probably, because I ain't got nothing else. I just go over to him and just, honestly, it's like you never had a bloody nose before. Give me that. Hold on. And I'm just gonna shove it up his nose, just clean him up a little bit. I do not know what you're doing sometimes. Do you even think before you do things?
Thinking's no fun. Just gotta do.
Of course. Hold still.
Although that said, you really should have, look at my shirt's much ratty. You shouldn't have ripped your dress to bandage
It's fine.
me up.
I'll fix it. Hold still or this will hurt more.
I can't imagine how it already hurts like a puta.
It's tempting.
There's a shout from across to one of the holding cells as one of the Duragar sort of pumps a fist in the air and begins to pull some winnings across the ground towards him, and the orc sitting across from him lets out a bit of a growl as well in contest to his current winnings, and there's a sort of a tension brewing on that side of the jailhouse.
Okay, take a deep breath. And then I'm going to snap Sebastian's nose back in place.
Oh, hijo de madre.
Yeah, with a crack. And I imagine some blinding white pain. Your nose is set. Very swollen. Anybody else?
Anybody want to play cards?
Really? You think that's the best idea after that's what started that whole mess back there?
For fun, Sebastian. Hogarth, you want to learn to play?
Yes.
Great. I'll teach you. It's easy.
Deal me in, I'll join you.
Enza?
How do I know you're not going to cheat?
We'll play for fun.
All right.
The first time.
Okay, so the three largest figures in the room all sit down in cross view to deal out a hand.
Hey, poker. Easy game to learn, not an easy game to win. I'm gonna stop there because I don't actually know how to play poker.
Okay, so you deal out some cards.
Neither do I.
I mean, unless you guys are actually trying to win some money, you play a few hands of and teach Hogarth how to play. Has Hogarth never played poker before?
Hogarth has never played cards before. No.
Great, let's start with poker. That seems reasonable.
I want you to tell me a little bit about how Hogarth might present themselves in trying to learn to play cards in this situation. Like, how awkward is this?
Hogarth pretty much, they sit there and I mean they take in the information. Very analytical, not really asking questions, just sort of waiting for someone to explain what to do.
I start trying to talk to Hogarth about bluffing.
Bluffing.
It's probably the most important part of the game. But I don't think you'd have many tells.
No, I have been known to have a good poker face.
Good.
Clovis
right.
is still keeping an eye out to see if any guards walk by or anything like that.
Yeah. So you guys play a few hands, and about 20, 30 minutes pass. And it's real late right now, probably about 2:30 in the morning currently. And one of the you hear a door open down the hallway and some heavy footsteps as one of the GC or GPD officers, Gothford Police Department officers, comes kind of lumbering down the passageway, stopping at the holding cells. He bashes on one of the on the cell with the Durgar currently playing dice and says, "Quiet down in there." And he comes walking past yours, and this is a tall guy, not as big as Hogarth, wearing some essentially like like a black and silver uniform that has these plates set into it, like armor almost. This hybrid, I guess, between like modern police uniform and like medieval armor. But he walks past your cell and just casually looking in as he passes. Nobody's causing a disturbance right now. You guys are being pretty quiet. But he's walking past if you want to do anything, Clove.
As he walks by, do I recognize this cop at all? Do I know his name by passing?
You don't know him, but you know
Okay.
his name based on the badge that he's wearing. This is Paladin Rain.
Paladin Rain, do you happen to know any idea about how much longer we're going to be in here? I've got clothes that need to be done before the morning.
He stops and turns and looks at you and gives this disgusted look as he's, head tilted backwards, like kind of looking down his nose at you. And he says, "We can hold you here for 24 hours. You'll be booked, well, when we get around to it."
Well, I can understand that that's a giant inconvenience for you. Is there anything that we can do to help speed up your day and make it a little bit better?
He gives you an incredulous look, and he steps forward and he says, "What are you getting at?"
You've got all these cells full, and I can tell that it's just going to be a mountain of paperwork. So if there's any way that we can make this easier on you, we'd love to be able to help you out.
Go to make I'll let you make a persuasion check.
First roll of the campaign!
Crap! I
Get it,
forgot
Chloe.
dice, guys! I forgot
Get it, Chloe.
dice. Perception? No, persuasion. I don't know what I'm
Persuasion.
doing. Oh my god, here we go. Where's a sheet? There we go. Sheet, persuasion. It's not great, but oh god, that's a 6. And I'm back, guys.
6. He he leans in and he says, "Are you trying to bribe an officer of the law?"
That would be utterly ridiculous.
I would like to interject. Could I at least get like a handkerchief or something? Like, there's so much blood in here. My dress is already ruined. Like, please, could I just get like slightly damp handkerchief or something?
I'll let you make a persuasion check too.
Excellent. That's a 24.
Holy crap!
That's a bit different. He looks around and sees the
I look as pathetic as possible.
yeah, well, he sees the blood that's now on your hands from helping your cousin and
My
seeing the blood
torn
on-
dress.
Yeah, and I think you see the wheels turning of like, crap, I'm gonna have to clean up this mess. And kind of he sighs a bit. And he says, "I'll see what I can do." And he turns and
Thank you.
walks the rest of the way down the hallway, looking at the other cells, but leaves the holding area.
I waggle my eyebrows at Cliff a little bit, like that was a little close.
That was not. That fight threw me off today. I'm just not on my game.
Yeah, I wonder what some people were thinking, making it such a ruckus.
They were coming at you with a knife. What was I supposed to do?
I didn't see a knife.
Yeah, because I took it out of their hand before it was in your back.
I know
I
you
just-
hate it, but I have to back Sebastian on this one.
I just don't know what I'm going to tell Abuela this time. She's not going to keep believing that you tripped.
The family knows what I do, even if they don't want to admit it to themselves. Besides, I think they'd be more upset about you being in jail. I mean, you're the apple of their eye.
They don't have to know.
Really? You think they're not going to find out? You know how our families gossip. Not phone. They don't have phones.
The phone tree.
You know how the gossip works.
I think it'll be fine. I'll just say I came to get you out. It's fine. I'll figure it out.
So, the real question, are we just gonna wait this one out? 24 hours is a long time and my mascara's gonna start to run.
I can help that.
I'd really like to get back to the laundromat.
There is a grinding of metal again as the door opens down the hall, and you hear Paladin Rain approaching with a piece of cloth, a little bit dirty but slightly damp, and he kind of throws it through the bars towards you.
I'll catch it.
Yeah,
But I'm just like going to do a little curtsy.
make a dexterity saving throw.
I'm going to do a little curtsy and just be like, thank you so much. Like, I'm sorry to ask anything of you. I'm still really busy, but thank you.
You have a visitor. All of you. Looks back down the hall and says, 10 minutes. And goes walking back towards the door, and you hear somebody, again, out of eyesight, approaching softer footsteps this time. An individual comes into view who many of you recognize. I think especially Clove. They are roughly about 6 feet tall. They have brownish hair that is tinged green like moss, brownish skin that is cracked and crumbling almost perpetually like dirt, and 2 brown eyes. An Earth Genasi figure named Haran Blackchurch. They are sort of again, you know them in, I think Clove, you know them the most. They frequent your establishment. Sort of a low level, like, bookie, takes bets and stuff on various, sporting events and random encounters and stuff, and basically handles that or maintains that sort of business within your establishment. And they come walking up to the bars past Paladin Rain, gives a smile at all of you and says, well, good morning.
Is it morning already?
It's getting pretty close.
Man, I missed my gig again.
Well, I can't say there's much of an atmosphere in the, in your joint, Clove right now, so you're probably good. That was...
They cleared everybody out, didn't they?
Yeah, no, people ran pretty fast once the fuzz showed up.
That's gonna hurt the books.
Well, I might be able to help with that. I was there for the fight. That was pretty good stuff. Listen, I know you all pretty well. You're involved. You do things, get things done. Some of you might have some ambitions beyond rotting in this cell, I assume. I might be able to help you out.
In what way?
I'll get you out of here. I've come into a bit of money recently.
What's in it for you?
Well, that was my next point.
For a price.
Not so much. More for a favor, an arrangement, you might say. I've been working these streets for a few years now, and, well, like the rest of you, I'm not really going anywhere. It's pretty hard to climb up by yourself.
Speak for yourself.
You can have whatever delusions you want, but without bigger jobs, you're not going to be any more than a low-level street thug for the rest of your life. You were saying, Sebastian?
Just saying, let the kind man who's offering to get us out of here talk.
They kind of lean back and cross their arms. He says, good, somebody's thinking with their head a bit.
For once.
He's all mixed up.
I'm trying to pay you a compliment here. You're the lifeblood of this city. Get shit done. I'm looking to back some larger bets. I've made a few connections over the past year with the families. People looking for favors. If you're willing to run some jobs for me, help me out, scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. We can share the profits. We all get rich. Some very powerful people will owe us. Pretty good arrangement.
I personally like the sound of that.
Oh, I do it.
As long as I can still run my laundromat, I'm okay.
Don't see any reason it would interfere with any of your extracurriculars. How about you, big guy?
I am assuming you are speaking to me.
Yes.
Very well. I believe this suits us nicely.
Perfect. And how about you? Looking to you, Enza.
What kind of powerful people are you talking about? You share any names or?
I can't really give names of any of my current clients, but the idea is to spread out, get a lot of the movers and shakers to owe us a thing or two. Climb the ladder until the big bosses themselves notice. Maybe getting good with some of the patriarchs and matriarch.
Sounds reasonable. We'll see.
I mean, what do you got to lose? I would have made this offer under better circumstances, but well, I feel like I maybe got a little bit of leverage here for you to listen to me. But listen, I'll pay to get you all out. Charges dropped. And why don't you meet me back at the laundromat? We can talk things over there a bit more if you want. Just think about it. They step away from the cell and leave the room.
Now my question is that coming from him, or is it his master holding his leash who's telling him to do this?
It was awful fortuitous.
Everybody's working for somebody.
That's true. Does it really matter?
Not at this juncture, no.
Yeah, but if it gets us out quicker.
Yeah, I've got things I'd like to do that don't involve sitting in here all night.
Agreed.
And I guess technically the deal is he'll get us out and then we can talk about it, so we don't really have to decide right now.
We're still gonna be on the hook for something. Don't.
Worst case, Hogarth just stomps on him.
I'll sit on him. He's small enough.
Between the two of you, I think we've got some leverage. And Enza. I wouldn't cross you if my life depended on it.
It's probably for the best.
All right. So about 30 minutes or so pass. And the door opens once again, and you see Paladin Rain walking into the room, maybe looking a bit happier than before. And he walks up to the doors and has a slight smirk on his face and looks over all you and says, "Well, I guess there was a bit of a miscommunication. Looks like you're all free to go."
That is wonderful news. Thank you.
He's already unlocking the cage, not really looking at any of you, and then slides the doors open. He says, "You can grab your stuff and get out."
Thank you. I'm going to drop the wet, bloody handkerchief in his hand as I walk away.
He just grabs it and sneers at it a bit as you leave the room and head into the booking area for the Gothford Police Department station. You're given your possessions again. They're slid across the counter towards you. All any weapons or other valuables that you might have had with you when you entered. And you are all free to go as you step out from the large, kind of imposing building in the center of Upper Gothford. You begin to walk down the steps, and the city is pretty quiet right now. There's the sort of wind kicking up the debris and any trash and litter left on the ground, swirling it down the alleyways. You hear the sound of dogs barking in the distance, and the occasional engine as a car passes down one of the side streets. And you are left to your own devices. That's not the music I want to go for. There we go. It's a bit more. All right.
I start heading for the laundromat just directly, just because I got to go and see how much I need to clean up. Get it back up and running.
Well, I'm way past beauty sleep at this point. Should we go for a drink?
Maybe I could get a few coins or something.
You're all welcome at the joint whenever.
Gonna run home, change out of these rags, but then I'll meet you back at the joint, help clean up.
I'd better go with
Not that mess.
smooth things over with everyone. For us coming in so late.
I will join you, Clove. I believe I could make myself useful.
Thank you, Hogarth.
And I
Okay.
probably got nothing better to do. Sure, my Mark left town after I spooked him. So I'll go with you, Cole.
All right. So Cordelia, Hogarth, Enza, and Clove heading back to the laundromat. You are you just walking? Grab a taxi. Use the subway. Actually, I don't think the subway goes across the river, but
Oh, so we're in Upper.
you're in Upper Gothford right now.
Okay.
It's probably about an hour walk.
Walk? Yeah, no, I totally take a taxi. Yeah, hopefully there's one that fits me. And Hogarth and Enza.
I'll squeeze in.
That's gonna be a tight fit. But I think there's a cab that pulls up. It takes a little bit because there aren't too many on the street right now taking fare, and you wave one down. The cab pulls up. The cars themselves in the city, or most of the cars, are sort of like a cross between a Model T and a kind of your classic like carriage. They got a pretty good amount of space in the back. They're propelled by these sort of arcane powered engines that are stationed near the front of the wagon, and the driver that is sort of on top of this raised like bench near the front. And as it kind of lumbers to a halt, pulls on the brake and looks over at your group and says, "Where are you looking to go?"
Cloves laundry joint.
Where's that at? I'm not familiar with the location.
It's over in Forsyth Heights.
All right. Get in if you can all fit.
Yeah, I squeeze in that. If there's a front seat, that's where I squeeze into.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of all push yourselves into the the carriage.
I let everyone
I
else get in, and then I'm like, who wants to sit with me?
Yeah, it's three very large figures, and then you just find a nice little place to squeeze in. Okay, so you guys begin making your way to Farsa Heights. The cousins, Pilar and Sebastian, the two of you are heading to your family home.
I was
Yes.
just planning to
Oh.
go to my apartment.
Oh, well, then I'm just going with him to his apartment. I
Okay.
guess.
I want to, since you're going to your apartment, I kind of want to play that out. So where's your apartment located?
Also in Farsa Heights.
Oh,
Not too far away from Clove's laundry joint, actually, but still across the river. They'd probably wait for another taxi to come by. Much easier to fit in just 2 half elves.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys grab another taxi and head over to the to your apartment. Those of you that are heading to Clove's Laundry Joint, the total fare for your trip is 2 gold pieces. Or sorry. No, not 2 gold. That'd be way too expensive. 5 silver.
I was like,
I'll pay
"Rubber
it.
black."
I
Yeah.
got it.
I'm gonna keep up a real good conversation with our taxi driver. See if I can get that fare down a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. So your taxi driver, I'll say, is it's a human, sort of an older man, pretty rotund, a life of sitting. And he looks back, or is not really paying too much attention to you as you get in the fare or get in the cab, and he begins to drive after taking your getting the directions. So what do you do?
Basically, just make really nice conversation. Like, what are you doing up so early? I'm so sorry that we have to bother you. And just like be real friendly.
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Excellent. That's a 22.
22. That's pretty good. So I think he probably softens up a bit. Is really kind of tired and just detached when you first get in the car, but you begin to. I think the conversation steers towards maybe his family and begins to talk about his kids and is sort of begins to open up when the subject veers that way. And so when you get there, I'd say that gets your fare down to, we'll say, 2 silver.
Excellent.
And you pull up outside of Seb's apartment. What does your apartment building look like?
The apartment building is I'm trying to think what a reasonable number of stories is, but he is probably up on the top floor, whatever it is. But it's fairly run down, not in like danger of tipping over, but it's not a super nice place. He's mostly just there to sleep.
Okay.
But very creaky stairs, some leaky pipes. It's not fun. Every time Pilar or Cordelia is over there, like, ugh, how do you live here?
And then the apartment itself, I assume, is a representation of that, or is similar in that regard.
For the most part, he tries to make it a little nicer. You go in, there's a beat up piano in a corner. There's, 1 or 2 house plants that are mostly dead, although there is one flower by the windowsill that gets the most sunlight possible, and it's looking pretty okay. But, the equivalent of Chinese takeout containers scattered around. It's mostly a mess right now. And
I will immediately start cleaning and watering the plants and like moving them around. I was just here 3 days ago. I don't know how it looks 2 weeks more dead.
I've never had much of a green thumb.
No, you certainly have a red face though.
Yeah, and he just goes into the bathroom, turns on the sink, starts cleaning up. Just at this point, his shirt that he has is mostly rags, so just takes it off, goes and searches for another one. And, as he takes it off, his torso is just covered in various religious iconography. So symbols of various religions, deities, etc. So, you see like an Ankh, an Eye of Horus. I should know some other symbols. But yeah, pretty much any religious symbol you can think of, it's on his body somewhere.
Okay. So unless there's anything else you guys need to do while you're there, you go in, you clean a bit, frantically.
It looks so much nicer when we leave.
Yeah. A little bit.
And then, yeah, so after tidying up, they just walk over to the laundry joint. It's not that far from there.
No, that's not. You can be over there in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes from where you're at.
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of you arrive at Clove's laundry joint, which The street outside the building is quiet, unlike when you left. The police have since abandoned the location, and there are a few people that are kind of mulling about in the dark. They're smoking a cigarette or finishing off a drink as you approach Clove, and I guess so. It's a laundromat or a laundry joint out front. I guess if you want to kind of describe the process when you're entering and what it looks like.
So the front is a whitewashed building with kind of late 18th century, early 1900s architecture. So it's white columns that kind of arch at the top, and there's it's a 3-window front place with a door at the top where the arch is. It's kind of like the stained glass, paned glass, all done. And you look in the windows, and there's a counter and all of the apparatus for the laundromats there. Racks and racks of clothes kind of on this conveyor system over the top. There's a door behind the counter, and that's what you see from the front. As you go in, you can walk past the counter. Everybody speaks the code word and can go in through that door. That door leads to a back office, and then there's a curtain, and behind the curtain is stairs to downstairs to the actual bar, which is behind there. On the other side of the office, though, is also stairs to go upstairs to my apartment where I live. So that's kind of how the front looks.
Okay, so here's what I'll ask. As far it's like 4 a.m. right now, 3:30 in the morning. You have some people, some younger people that take care of the establishment for you.
I do.
Children or teenagers, or how young are we talking?
Yeah, they can work the counter once they're about anywhere 15 on. But people will help clean actual clothing. I start at probably 11 if they're mature enough.
Okay. So when you get there, I assume, so it died down a bit when you guys left. Of course, the police showed up. There's a big fight. But I assume there's somebody to kind of get things back up and running after a bit.
Yeah.
Do you have the sort of right-hand person or somebody that runs it when you're gone?
Now that you're saying this, yes, I've totally done that. I've created this person in not right now. Let's say let's say it's one of the former orphans from the orphanage that is now, I don't know, let's go with 19, 20 years old. And it's a girl. Her name is Samantha, and she's the one who takes care of my place when I'm not there.
Okay.
The laundromat side of things. Let's do that.
Human. Dwarf, human. Okay.
Yep.
So human girl Samantha, she is currently behind the counter, and as you step in and kind of knock the door, there's one of the orphans opens the slat and takes the password from you, and you go walk in, and it's back up and running. Not a lot of patrons in there right now, but maybe 8 or 10 that are currently mulling about having a drink. But it is currently in business. So I'm gonna get my speakeasies sound effects coming on. There we go. So as you all make your way inside and begin to, what do you guys do once you get there?
I go and I check around just to make sure everything looks cleaned up. I'll go to the back entrance, to the alley, make sure the alley's cleaned up, that there's not crap all around. Pull out if any chairs got broken. I probably have some supply in a back room of extra chairs because I'm used to Seb and everybody hanging out. And yeah, I kind of clean up.
Okay. Yeah, I think the back door is closed and chained, and it's in one piece. Outside in the alleyway, it's a bit messy. There are some garbage cans that got knocked over, and some trash that's scattered around the alleyway a bit. Still hasn't been totally cleaned up. You can maybe send a couple of the orphans out there to take care of that if you'd wish. Sounds worse when I say it that way. They're paid labor.
Yes, I employ them. I pay them well because yes, it's good. I'm not
you're their foster mom, and they
Exactly.
also their employer.
I will help Clove as needed. If there's anything in like the main kind of area, I'm just like mage handing, picking things up, kind of setting them right.
Okay. Yeah,
That
using
kind of
your
thing.
yeah, it makes it much easier. Anything Hogarth and Enza do once they get there? Grab a drink, just chill.
I probably cleaning the floor if there's a mop or something or a broom. I've got that.
So Hogarth takes to cleaning. Enza.
That's simultaneously adorable and like somehow terrifying.
I was like, probably just gonna watch Hogarth maybe give him some tips. Has he cleaned before? Has Hogarth
That's-
ever
yes.
cleaned?
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right, so like, no, probably watches him for a minute, and then it's like, okay, he's actually doing all right. And then maybe go get a drink of water from the bar.
All right.
After like a few minutes, I start mage handing drinks out of the bar.
I think one of the patrons, while you are kind of getting things ready, you get back behind the counter, and Samantha sort of turns it back over to you and gets back to her duties a bit. There is a patron that comes over and says, "Elven man, probably a little bit younger, wears a sort of a red satin suit, which is a bit dingy on the edges." His name is Terwin, and he's a pretty regular customer at the establishment. He comes up and he says, "So, everything all right?"
Oh, just another typical evening at the laundry joint.
Yeah. I got out of here just before the trouble showed up. I'm glad to see everything's in one piece. I thought this place was raided. I thought it was going to be closed up, boarded up, shut. I was getting kind of worried about that. I need a drink.
Yeah, what would you like?
Do you have another mana shipment in?
Yes, I do. Let me go ahead and get you a drink. What do you want it mixed with?
Just whiskey.
Okay. And I go back into the back room and I make the drink because it's not out. And then I come back on out.
All right.
And I wait to be paid before I hand the drink over.
He does pay you. I'm trying to decide how we're going to do payment for your bar.
I think for the general bar, like I don't want to track that one, but I kind of feel like the mana stuff is a little bit more.
Different. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we'll come over the mechanic of how much you have and sell, and so we can track your spending and stuff for this one. So we'll go ahead and said he pays. I said, how much do you charge for mana at your establishment?
So I'm betting a whiskey would be like 2 silver. So let's go for mana. Let's make it a 10. No, the 10 silver is a gold, right?
Yes.
Yeah, no. Let's say 1 gold. Let's say a gold.
Okay. So 1 gold for a drink, and he takes it. And so you have the whiskey, the dark alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
And from what we see, it has the same dark color, but is giving off this sort of glow to it, bubbles forming almost like carbonation in the beverage, and it's diluted a bit where it's maybe a bit lighter color. There's no color to mana itself, but it gives this sort of this phosphorescence and carbonation to the beverage just naturally. As you slide across bar, he pays you for it and heads to his seat to sip on his drink.
I pull up to probably what I'm assuming is one of the other bartenders who's there. Let's call them Billy. I'm making these.
Yeah.
How many has he had tonight?
Of whiskey, or the
Whiskey.
Okay. That's the first one.
Okay.
We kept it locked shut after shut tight after you left.
Okay. Thank you. Just if anybody else comes to look, let me know.
Will do, boss. And you, I gotta write down Billy as an NPC now.
I'm totally writing it down as well.
Okay, good. So you tend to the bar and everything is cleaned up. I think at this point, Sebastian and Pilar arrive, join the group, and around the same time or shortly after, Haran also arrives, sees all of you, makes a friendly smile and a wave, and kind of gestures towards the table that they go and sit at and wait for you in due time. So they arrive to discuss business.
I was like just pulling out my violin to like make it a little bit more fun in here. Fine, I'll put it back away and I'll come sit at the table.
So y'all go and talk business with Haran.
I order a whiskey first.
Yeah, I bring over a tray of drinks for everybody, knowing what everybody wants, except Hogarth, because I think this is the first time Hogarth's actually like stayed for any long period of time in the bar.
I want to go over this. What is everyone's drink of choice?
Whiskey, straight.
3 of the fruitiest, most colorful drinks, each with its own little umbrella.
Yes.
All right.
Something not too dehydrating. So, I don't know.
Froze doesn't drink alcohol. Does I guess my question is, does Pilar drink?
Yeah, babe. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
As long as it's like something like probably something really gentle, so that she could sing after. I don't know how alcohol works. Is
I
it like
order
a
for
voice-
Pilar most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
Okay.
A daiquiri, frozen.
There you go. Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
Clove's always got a glass of either sangria or a old fashioned, depending on how they want to feel that night.
Okay. And then Enzo was drinking water. Does she not drink?
She's probably switching to alcohol now.
Okay. Like a liquor or beer or
I don't know, beer, I guess.
Morgan and me over here just like, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to get
How
a
you
gas.
are-
Research
Alcohol,
this and get
friend.
back to you.
I only bring up this to get like insights into people's personalities and stuff, and then I realize for people that don't drink, you don't maybe understand like personality that comes into different types of drinks. But that is fine. So everybody has a tray of drinks. This was the wrong question to RP. And then Hogarth, I assume, doesn't drink.
Correct.
Okay.
Wait, doesn't
there's
drink
silence.
anything or just doesn't drink?
Hogarth doesn't drink.
So you you all sit down at the table, and Haran looks around over all your faces and says, "Well, I'm glad to see that everyone decided to take me up or at least discuss our arrangement. So I've got it pulls out sort of a ledger and flips through some pages. Says, I've got some work in here if you're interested in it. Got a few jobs. You can take one, you can take all of them. You work them, come back, I relay the information or make the arrangements for it. You get a sizable cut considering the number of you, and I take a modest finder's fee of 15% off the top.
15.
Yeah, 15.
Well, that seems a bit extreme.
I mean, I'm doing a lot of legwork here, sticking my neck out.
Reading your
I'm taking-
book, sitting in
Oh,
a bar.
I'm taking on the burden. If something goes wrong here, it's on me.
I would like to use my medallion of thoughts to try and get his surface thoughts, see if he's gouging us for the 15%.
Yes, get him.
Honey. Damn
Okay.
it, fam.
Teamwork.
Yeah.
So with detect thoughts, I'm pretty sure it's, I can use my medallion and it just gets the surface thoughts, and that I just get, but it can be fairly vague. And there's a thing
Yeah.
where if I can,
You can push for something specific.
yeah, and then he makes the save. But,
Okay.
so
I'll
we-
say it's pretty much on their mind right now.
Mhm.
What is going through their head, and the pricing and stuff. So I think you hear in their mind, it says, I could go down to 10, but that's about as far as I could go.
Okay, now Alex is trying to do some quick math here to do something that sounds reasonable. So let's see, there are 6 of us. If I got him down to, he takes 12%, that leaves 88 among 6. And that's even numbers, but I don't know how nicely that splits up. That's 14 and 2/3 for the rest of us, which isn't very nice. I'm trying to do nice even
It
math.
would be so much cleaner if you just took 10%, because 90 is divisible by 6.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I would actually say that. It's like, well, obviously you want your cut, and it's important that you get your cut. But think of the math. If you took 15%, that leaves 85 to split 6 ways. That's not very nice and neat. But if you took just 10, well, that leaves a much cleaner cut for the rest of us.
Also, 15% is disproportionately large for taxes.
Hogarth is right.
I want Sebastian to make a persuasion check with advantage because Hogarth assisted there. And then I think while you're doing that, he just looks over to you. Hogarth says, "You pay taxes."
I am aware of the tax rates.
That was advantage, and that's a 6 persuasion. I rolled a 2 and a 5.
I'm embarrassed we are no longer family.
I can go down to 13%.
That is very generous of you, but let me propose something to you. I know that you say that you are going to be the one to take the fall for if anything goes wrong, but it is our faces who are going to be out and about doing these things. I really don't think there's much risk for you if you're the one doing the legwork. The handiwork. Yeah, nailed it.
I think he says, "No, I'm not trying to underplay the fact that something goes wrong out there. Obviously, your asses are the ones on the fire. I totally understand that. And I'm here and will maintain a trust for all of us in the eventuality that you get in trouble with the law. I can help out a bit with that. But don't underplay the fact that you might be all out there worrying about evading the GPD. I've got to worry about 4 pretty bad people on my own in groups. And they're the ones that are going to rain down hell on me if something goes wrong. So I think 13% sounds pretty fair.
I think you'll take 12 or you'll take nothing.
All right, 12. Deal? I just want to get to work.
You and your books.
Fantastic. 12%. And you get your 88% to split amongst the rest of you. Still a pretty penny, and it's gonna continue
The
to go up.
deal is made. Let's not make a bunch of drama.
All right. Well, like I said, I got 4 jobs lined up, and you can take any of them you want. Probably better to take one at a time, see how it goes, see if this arrangement's gonna work out. Okay. So I have one from a contact in each of the 4 families. He flips a few pages and stops at one. Contact of mine, looking to, well, rough up or shake down a tailor over in the here in Farsaw Heights. Owes a bit of money to the Zartano. Hasn't paid his rent lately. Just need to go there, send him a message. Simple as that. Do that, get him to pay up. 85 gold pieces in it for the 7 of us. Got another one. One of the Nurian is looking to get a detective on the payroll. All you got to do is find someone, find out what their price point is. Do that, get a little bit good standing with the Nurian, and 60 gold pieces out of it. This one's a delivery job, flips a few pages, for the Calbits. They're looking to transport a mana shipment from the docks in West Circle over to a Riley's bookstore up in Upper Gothford. 77 gold pieces in it for that. And last one from the Mephistosi. Looks like there was a Lord Wingate who died recently over in Upper Gothford. They just want somebody to look in on the investigation, find out some more information on the cause of death. That one's only paying 25 gold pieces.
With my connection with the Mephistosi, would I have heard that name before?
Lord Wingate?
Yes. Ring any
Um,
bells?
Make a history check.
History. Alright. Let's. Because I'm so good at history. Well, that is a 3.
Never heard the name before.
Got it.
I'm assuming I know who the rent collector is for the first one.
For the Zartano?
Mm-hmm. Because
I mean,
I'm
they
betting
got-
I pay rent to that guy.
So the person that you pay rent to, well, I'm going to say it changes. There isn't one debt collector for the Zartano. They cycle them in and out to sort of prevent any sort of bias or insider dealing. So the debt collector could be any number of people.
Well, I'm gonna make a leap here, Sean, and say that I probably know the tailor because
Yeah. I think he tells. Did I say the name? I don't think I said the name yet. He tells you the name of the poor bastard is Wendell Frank. Actually, his shop is only a couple blocks over from here, and you are familiar with the individual. Sort of a quiet guy, has a small shop that it runs out of his own home over off of a few streets over from yours. Not really much to speak of. Sort of a little sort of mousy halfling gentleman.
how much is his rent in arrears?
Flips through, says, looks like he's got to cough up about 250 gold.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, I know him. We can go and see if we can scare him a little bit. I don't, or maybe just help him out to shake his pockets out a little bit. I know his shop's doing good. People bring in stuff he's fixed to me all the time to clean, so.
All right. Well, find out what the holdup is then, and get back to me. If you can collect the payment on the spot, that would be great. We can go ahead and deliver it to the right people. If not, if you can get some sort of promissory note or something, something showing that he's gonna do what he said he's going to do, then that should be enough.
You
All
guys
right.
okay with this? Seemed like a good first go.
Yeah, I think the delivery also sounds very much like something we could do.
One down by the docks.
Yeah,
I'm
sounds
gonna
easy
agree with
enough.
that. And knowing mana suppliers is not exactly bad for me.
All right.
Well, which one do you want to take first?
The tailor is closer.
But it's also, what, 4 a.m.?
He usually doesn't open up shop until closer to 8, so I mean, I think we could do the docks one if everybody. I should probably get some shut eye here, at least for a couple hours, but.
That sounds fine.
So, we'll go home, get some shut-eye meat at the tailor at 8.
Then hit the docks after.
Can do.
Excellent. Well, looks like we got our business up and running. Then he closes his ledger. Says, "I'm gonna stick around here and have another drink. You're all welcome to join me. I understand if you don't want to, but just let me know when you get the job done. I'll do my part."
Seb is going to stick around for a bit because he has 3 drinks to get through.
Yeah.
Do you like to play cards?
I think he leans back. He says, "Never really been much of a gambler myself. Made too much money on bad bets from other people."
Seems right.
When you're betting on us, you might want to rethink that bad bet policy.
I speak for yourself.
Well, we'll just have to see.
I'll stay.
Starting small.
Have a drink.
So you stay, have a couple drinks until things get real dead. Basically, right before the sun comes up, and you all head off to get some sleep. Now, if you're going to meet at 8 a.m., none of you are getting a full night's sleep at this point, because it's probably about 5 o'clock in the morning right now.
Yeah, I realize that, but a little's better than none.
Do you guys still want to meet at 8 o'clock in the
Short
morning?
rest.
Well, that's again trying to do math.
Will we be exhausted if we don't?
There's a good chance.
Yeah. Well, actually, thinking it over, it would probably make more sense for us to do the long rest because we're not going to do a delivery of illegal goods in the middle of the day, are we? So
Isn't that what they would least expect?
that is true, but
We should probably sleep.
Yeah, we should sleep.
All right.
It's like, we'll meet at 8, and it's like 12. And we
Yeah.
all start drinking.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Just like college.
I'm gonna show up with Starbucks, like sunglasses on, like, oh my god.
All right. So you all head back to your respective establishments. Some of you having to travel a bit further to get home than others.
I think I will go to Seb's apartment and sleep on his disgusting couch and just call home. Be like, I'm hanging out with Seb. It's fine. Don't even fret.
All right. So you all head off to get your long rest, and you can certainly do that. And I know it's a little bit early, but I want to go and take a break here so that we don't have to interrupt anything else. Feels like a good kind of stopping point. So let's take a break. We'll be back in our classic 10 to 15 minutes, and we'll pick back up with the rest of our session. Woo! Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for bearing with us on our break. And you got to see all the great character cards and all the information on character. One addendum that we did notice, and thank you for pointing this out, G. Pilar is not a barbarian. As interesting as that would have been, Pilar is a bard, and so we need to. We'll get that fixed for next time. But we do not have 2 Path of the Totem Warrior multi-classed rogues in this party.
Or do we?
Or do we?
Surprise!
Just have to find out.
Secret.
So anyway, that was funny. Otherwise, thank you everyone for watching, and we are going to continue our journey here. I'm gonna turn off the speakeasy music because I still have that going. Let's get some city ambiance. As you all awake, probably around noon, and go and meet. I assume near the laundromat, sort of a central location for all of you. Most of you are recovering from the last night's events, either from physical trauma or drink.
The physical trauma of Sebastian's terrible pull-out couch bed. I'm just saying.
I guess it's good he has a pull-out couch bed and just didn't have to sleep on the floor.
It would have been better.
Yeah. All right. So you have your goal in mind. Just all start heading over towards towards Wendell Frank's tailor. All right. So you meet, and it's within walking distance. So you walk a few blocks over. Heading down the street, it's lively, daytime, Gothford. Farsaw Heights being I guess a lower income area in general. There are still shops and a lot of business going on in this region. You can see the hospital off in the distance and can hear some sirens and other kind of business going on over there. As you round a corner, there's a beggar on the side of the street who, with a hat in hand, is kind of looks up at all of you and holds out his hands towards you and says, "Spend a few coins."
I give him a silver.
Give him a silver. And as you turn the corner, you can see down the road where Wendell Frank's shop is. A lot of taller, again, business buildings. More of I'm trying to think of the word that I'm looking for. More of a commercial district. However, there's one home sort of sandwiched between two commercial complexes or buildings. Small 2-story bungalow with a porch up top and steps that lead up to the first floor of the building and the doorway. And there is a sign hanging out front, a wooden sign that reads Frank's Tailors. The door is currently closed.
I look at the group and I'm like, well, I don't think we all should go. That would be a little intimidating. I mean, I know him. I'm willing to go in, and I kind of tower over everybody, so that's a little intimidating. But
I can go with you. We're just going to ask some questions first.
Everybody else good with that?
Yeah, we can hang out here.
Start with playing nice, and if you need the sluggers to come in, we'll be right out here.
Okay. I think we could kind of reference a head nod of like, we're the easy team. The harder team's out there. Does that sound all?
Because we are so helpless, you and that clove, we are going to need backup so badly.
We all have our skills.
Right now I don't know what team I'm a part of. I'll stay by the door.
So, yeah. Pilar and I'm assuming I have to duck. Well, I'm going to go and try the door and see if it says open or looks obviously like open for business.
There is a sign hanging from the front that says, or on the front window that says closed.
Is there hours for which he is open?
I think there are. He should be open right now.
I knock.
You knock on the front door. Dun, dun, dun. Quiet.
Hello, pardon me. I have a dress that needs mending. The hem is torn.
You hear some. I think some creaking inside, like floorboard shifting, in a very muffled voice that says, "We're closed."
But why?
Mr. Frank, it's Clove. Can you open up for a friend?
Clove?
Yeah.
And you see the curtains next to on one side of the window shift. And he says, "There are a lot of people out there."
They're just my friends, but my Pilar here's got a tear in her dress, and I figured I'd bring her to you because you do the best work.
All right, come in, make it quick. And there's a sound of a chain sliding and the door unlocking, and then he pulls it open, kind of brings you all inside, or the two of you inside. Closes the door in your face, Cordelia. You said you were waiting at the door. Are you coming in?
No, but you don't have to be rude about it.
Closes the door in your face. And inside, the front foyer and living area of the house has been pushed away, and there are racks of clothes and fabrics and some sewing machines where he does business in the lower floor of the home. And you see a small halfling man with kind of balding on top, gray hair, close cut to the side of his head, a little bit overweight, and he's wearing kind of simple brown linen clothing, and it's a bit dirty looking, and the whole place looks a bit dusty on the inside. He looks up, kind of rubbing some sleep from his eye, Clove, and says, "Oh, well, it's good to see you, Clove. Sorry I was so rude. You said you have a dress that needs mending?"
Yes. I don't know if I keep spare dresses at Seb, so I'm probably still wearing it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're wearing the same one before he looks at it. I said, yeah, I can patch this up. Looks around and says,
I still have the torn piece.
Looks
which
at
I
it,
cleaned
says,
up with prestidigitation, so I didn't have blood on it anymore.
okay, I was about to ask. He says, let's see what we can do. Why don't you go change? There's some clothing back there. Bring out the dress and I'll get to work on it.
Okay.
So you head over. There are a couple racks of clothes. You can pick out whatever you want, ranging in other dresses or pants and boots. And
I just
pants
changed it
and
to
boots.
another
Pants.
gift
and
dress.
pants.
You said it was dirty in here?
It's dusty. Yeah.
So does it look like he's been closed for business for a while? Or is he just a messy dude?
Yeah. So the interior looks it's dusty in that it hasn't been cleaned for a while. It does look like there's been some foot traffic in here. Like he comes through here regularly. The clothes themselves have dust on them, indicating that he probably hasn't done a lot of business lately. So you gather he's been here, but there hasn't been much business going on here.
While I'm changing in the changing room. Have you been on vacation?
He looks at you, Clove, and says, why?
I'm just trying to make conversation. You were closed at noon in the day.
I've been feeling a bit under the weather.
And I kind of look down and, what's really going on?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
This is silly. I can see around here. What's going on? You usually have banner business. I sent everybody your way.
Just been working on some other stuff.
Well, the rent guy came by and was bitching about you.
Oh. Well, if you see him, tell him I'm not here.
That's not going to get you very far.
I've just been working for long enough.
Yeah, I guess what I'm trying to tell you, sweetheart, is it's not working for very much longer because they're looking for somebody to come and shake it out of you. They came to me first, though. That's what the backup crew's for.
Kind of looks at you, and you see a little bit of like, I think a little betrayal on his face, and he's like,
Wouldn't you rather deal with me than them?
"They sent you. They know I'm here now."
They don't know because I haven't told them yet. But I'm trying to do this the easy way for you.
Come on, we've been friends. Just tell him I'm not here.
That's not gonna work. You know that.
Yes.
You owe a lot of money.
I would like to determine if he's just being obstinate or if there's some other like underlying fear or other reason why he's wanting to not pay. Like, is it just tax evasion?
Okay, I see you've come back out
Yes.
with the dress at this point. Yeah, go and make a insight check.
Great.
Can I join her in that?
Yeah.
I'm gauging kind of why he just ignoring it, or if he actually has some trepidation behind him, aside from being pissed that I just hoodwinked him.
Do we make 2 separate rolls or do I roll with advantage?
No, it'd be 2 separate rolls. You can't really.
She can't share her like eyesight with me.
Yeah, let's just do 2 separate rolls. I think it's easier to work out.
17 for me.
I got a 21.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, I think the two of you both gather this. He's not doing a great job of lying. I think there's something else going on here. But he is shifting as you're speaking with him to interpose himself between you, the two of you, and there is a satchel on the ground near one of the kind of near the doorway that leads further into the home.
I would like to Nope, I can't do that. Never mind. Sorry for the delay.
Can I use Thorn Whip to try and get it if I've noticed him moving towards it?
Okay, you want to like grab the bag?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, make an attack roll.
Okay. Oh God. What is the okay. I don't add anything to it, right? I don't even know how this works.
I think it's a spell attack roll.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, thank you. And that's okay. Not awful. That's a 19.
That'll definitely hit. So it was more so to see how slick you could be about it. So I think as he's ducking towards you, he sees you look over his shoulder towards the bag, and he turns towards it just enough time to lose eye contact with you that you mutter the incantation, and this barbed vine, this thorn covered vine goes streaking out from your wrist, wraps around the bag, and then you pull it the 10 feet towards you, where it kind of flings and flies, and you catch it in your hands. As he does, he turns back to you. He says, no, you got to give that back. Give it back right now, give it back.
Okay, let's be very calm here. I think the tension in this room has just rocketed up by like 20, so let's just all be calm. Frank?
Well, okay. The bag for the rent.
I can't. I really can't. I don't have the rent. I don't have the money.
Then the bag comes.
Do I believe him?
I'll roll forward the inside check from before. You got a good read on him. Yeah, you're gathering that he's telling the truth about not having the money, based on your kind of based on how earnest he's being right now. Yeah.
Why are you so worried about this bag, Frank?
Just I can't tell you. Just give it back, and for the love of God, don't open it.
Now I have to open it, Frank.
Clove just opens it because she's just like, I got no time. You're a halfling. I'm 7 feet tall. I have no
Okay.
time for you.
You open the bag,
Oh, goody.
and as you look inside the bag, you notice you can't see the bottom of it. And there's a moment of sort of awkward silence as he goes, "Oh God!" and he goes scampering backwards. As suddenly, a beaked maw of some creature comes lunging up out of the bag in your direction to latch onto your face. And it's going to make an attack roll against you. That is going to be with advantage, because I think it was hidden from you.
You think?
I think. Ooh, that's a natural 20. Starting off strong. So it's going to be 9 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
As this, I did. I rolled it out. Well, you can see it is a natural 20. As the creature lunges out towards you, grabs onto you with the beak, the tentacles kind of flailing through the air, and this snake-like creature comes kind of flying out of the bag and latches itself onto Lil, or not Lil, God, I'm so stuck in my head, onto Clove. As you drop the bag, it continues to move and shake as you see 2 other creatures come kind of slithering out from it. And I'm going to need you to roll initiative.
Should we all roll initiative? Is there enough of a commotion now that we may...
There will be in roughly 0.1 seconds.
There definitely will be. All right. Is it doing that?
I would like everyone to know that my first roll of the campaign was a natural 1.
Perfect.
You can only go up from here.
Are you not rolling real dice?
I'm like slowly getting them out of my bag, but
Oh, good. I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
I
who
will be.
Got dice.
Yeah.
All right. Is everybody's initiative on the board?
No, mine is not. Sorry, I didn't. I was entertaining a child. Here we go.
That's fine. Oh, come on, roll 20. Move faster. There we go.
Time to look at conditions.
There we go. And the creatures.
Cute. Cute.
Okie dokie. And then I gotta roll their initiative. I'm getting used to these new sheets too, and I forgot there's an actual like initiative button, unlike the. That's what these. Okay. So that'll be Pilar going first as 2 small. The one that attacks Lil kind of falls off of her. Clove. That's going to take forever. The one that attacks Clove falls off of her and kind of falls in a more defensive position. There's another small one that slithers out of the bag next to it. And then the bag almost seems to tear a bit at the seams as a much larger version of these same 2 creatures follows behind it. The 3 of them kind of staring out and hissing out at the three of you in the room right now.
I shriek as a free action.
All right.
Loud enough to be heard outside.
Yeah, all of you outside hear Pilar shriek.
And then I'm going to cast Levitate on the big one.
Okay.
It needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
All right, Constitution saving throw. Oh, that is a 6.
Yeah, it fails, so it rises 20 feet in the air and remains suspended there.
Okay. So it goes 20 feet in the air and it sort of bumps against the ceiling, and just sort of flailing outwards again, like a snake or a worm. You might pick up, trying to latch onto something. Excellent.
Hold on, I'm checking what this does. Yeah, nope, that's what I do. That's my turn. I'm just gonna back up into like the window or the changing room away from the little ones.
Okay. All right. So that will put it to the small ones' turns. One of them is going to lash out at Clove again, with this time with its tentacles. Normal. Oh my god. That's another natural 20. For 11 points of slashing damage. And the other one is going to go attack Wendell, actually, since you backed out, Pilar, and goes slithering up towards the small halfling man and makes an attack. Roll attack with its beak. That is another natural 20. I have rolled 3 natural 20s in a row. 2 of those did not even have advantage.
Don't get used to it.
I'm keeping these virtual dice forever. So he takes 7 points of piercing damage and is looking very, very rough. As it pulls back, you see blood kind of seeping through his linen clothes. All right. That will put it to... Well, my initiative tracker disappeared. The next person's turn.
I believe that's me. And,
Yes.
A little bit of flavor to give people time to refresh, because we seem to be having lots of technical difficulties right now.
There it is.
Up till now, Sebastian has been walking along with a cane and a limp. But as soon as he hears Pilar shriek, immediately all pretense of an injury is gone, and he just busts through the door, moving just fine. No apparent injury anymore. Takes in what's going on. The one that went after the tailor is now behind a counter or something? Or...
No, they're essentially... There's about 20 feet of room, and there is another entryway or doorway with curtains hanging in it that leads into another room. They are kind of entangled in those curtains right now, grappling each other.
Okay, so the big one's floating. The small one is with the tailor. One small one's with Clove. Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, for my first attack, I am going to take my cane and just kind of club the one that's on Clove.
Okay.
And I'm going to. Well, first, I guess I need to see if this is a hit. 22 to hit.
Oh yeah.
For 8 bludgeoning damage, and I'm going to... You were going to say something, or...?
Nope.
Okay, going to use a key point to attempt a stunning strike on it. So it needs to... Where's stunning strike? It needs to make a constitution saving throw. Which, is that my DC? I feel like it should be more, maybe? No, that's right.
All right, constitution saving throw, so 8 points damage. All the con saves. The honor roll's much better. It's a 17.
Okay, so it succeeds.
Okay.
But so that's my first attack. For the second one, I'm going to move over to the one attacking the tailor and I need to read one of my feats. Okay, so this one I'm just going to go over and do an unarmed strike on it.
Okay. Do you have anything that prevents attacks of opportunity?
I do actually, if I do flurry of blows, but is that what I'm doing? Yeah, I think that's actually what I will do. So,
Okay.
So what I will do then is use my second regular attack on the same one on Clove.
Okay.
So hitting it with the cane again. That's a natural 1.
That'll miss.
But
This time it ducks out of the way as the cane swings over it.
Yep. But now spending another key point to do Flurry of Blows for my action, which, because Sebastian is the way of the Drunken Master, whenever you use your Flurry of Blows, you gain the benefit of the Disengage action, and your walking speed increases by 10 feet until the end of the current turn.
Nice.
So, I'm going to do one punch on the one with Clove, and then move over to try and kick the other one that's getting the Tailor.
Okay.
So that's 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
So 7 damage on this one. Then moving over and kicking the one on the ground. That's another natural 1.
Whew. Just up and down.
Yep.
All right.
And yeah, that is my turn.
Okay, yeah, and these very quick creatures, as you clobber each of them once, as soon as you hit them, they lock onto you, and then as you swing out again, they very quickly dart backwards, and your cane hits nothing but air in that moment. So that will put it to Enza's turn.
Okay. Seeing Sebastian run in there, I'm gonna also run in there.
Okay.
And as a bonus action, I'd like to take a look at the creature and use my ability Slayer's Prey.
Oh.
So it's kind of like Hunter's Mark, a little
Yeah.
bit, but slightly different.
Okay, which one? The 2 little ones on the ground, the one big one that's currently on the ceiling?
Probably the big one. I mean, they all look the same, but I'm gonna look at the big one. Get a good look at it.
Okay. So you kind of focus on that creature, getting an idea of what it is. Is this one of your or what are your favorite enemies?
I suppose what I was gonna ask. Monstrosities.
You would know what this is then. Pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah, you would know what this is. This is a Grick. They're all Gricks, and the larger one is a Grick Alpha. So you are aware of what these creatures are.
Excellent. Okay, and then seeing that Seb whiffed on kicking the one that was going for the Tailor, I'm gonna go in there and mess it up. Gonna pull out my mace and attack it.
Okay.
Twice. So I get 2 attacks. That's not one for the first, so I also so many. Okay, but the second one is a 16.
16 will hit.
Oh, okay.
You said this was the one attacking the Tailor?
Yes.
Okay.
That's 6 bludgeoning damage.
6 bludgeoning. All right. The mace just slams into the side, following up closely on the strike made by Sebastian. Do you get a second attack, or is that?
I missed on the second attack.
Oh, that's right. You rolled the natural one. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That will put to Clove finally. So you've been hit twice, very hard. Oh, is Sarah
Sorry,
there?
I'm here.
Oh.
I couldn't find my button to turn on the mic.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I am going to do. I've got 1 attached to me, right?
Yeah, I mean it's on you. It's not like grappling you or anything.
Okay. Oh, shoot. I'm going to go ahead and wild shape into a panther.
All right.
I've never done this before. How the heck do I play a druid? It's fine. I'll figure it out. Okay. And then I'm going to attack the one that's there on me. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attack it with just a bite.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Make that attack.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, Jesus. Mary and Joseph. That's a 10 to hit.
That will miss, unfortunately.
Oh, goody. Goody gumdrops. And I think that's my actual turn.
Okay.
Okay. Sean, I forgot because it's my favorite enemy. They get +2 to damage, so the one I smash gets an extra 2.
Good to know. That was looking pretty rough. Okay, so you turn your panther form. You see Clove morph into the sleek black panther, which then lunges and tries to bite onto the sort of neck area right underneath the this horrible-looking maw of this Grick. However, it too is able to lunge out of the way, kind of wrapping around in a defensive coil, preparing for its next strike. Hogarth.
So I run in, and I see this commotion, right? Who all do we have? Like one person on each Grick, or?
Yeah, so you see right in front of you, you see a black panther that is currently fighting a one of these small Grick. Across the room, you see Sebastian and Enza currently hammering down on one that is almost on top of the Taylor Wendell. And then you look up and you see this massive Grick that is just suspended on the ceiling, just flailing around uselessly right now.
Just flailing around uselessly.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll go after that one. Or no, I'm gonna go help out Black Panther.
All right.
Yeah.
If I have the movement speed.
Yeah, you do. You're good.
Okay, cool.
All right. So you go running up to the to strike the one that's in front of the panther, or what weapon are you wielding?
I'm gonna take out my machete. And
From where?
I got it holstered, I guess. Not holstered, but
Like under a jacket or something?
yeah, it's like underneath my jacket.
Just an entire machete.
Just one whole machete.
And I don't remember how we talked about it before. I mean, if I'm imagining right, the machete is not like a beautiful, like gleaming piece of metal. It's like creepy.
It is well used.
Yeah.
It is still, I don't know if they'd be able to tell, but like it's sharp, so it's been taken care of, but it's not like glistening shiny metal.
That's real cute.
Are you trying to say that something about Hogarth is creepy? Please. Come on.
Like it's
Hogarth's
stained,
not creepy at all.
The wooden handle of it is stained a little bit red, and the blade itself is a little bit rusted around not the bladed edge. Okay, go to make your attack.
Yep. I got an 18.
That'll hit.
That is 7 damage.
You also get sneak attack.
I do, which is 2d6. Yeah. For another 3 damage.
Okay, what was the total on that then? Was it 10? All right, 10 points of damage as you pull out this machete, and just expressionless Hogarth comes running up next to the panther and tries to decapitate essentially the Grick in one swipe. It lunges just enough out of the way where you catch the side of it, drawing open this large wound. Its blood spills out on the ground, this kind of purplish color, and it flails again in the snake-like fashion for a bit before regaining its composure, and then sort of again more defensive, locking its attention onto Hogarth. All right. Is that it for Hogarth's turn?
Yes.
All right. So that is now the Grick Alpha's turn, which is currently on the ceiling, and it doesn't make another saving throw or anything, right? It's just
Nope, it's just there.
it's there. He can propel himself from the ceiling, if I remember
How
right.
far can you jump?
That's a good question. Let's see. I think instead of jumping, what it's going to do,
Because yeah, it can attempt to climb essentially.
it does have a 30-foot climb speed. So it is going to instead kind of flips over and latches itself onto the ceiling, and then begins to sort of climb in this like snake-like, like slithering fashion, climbs across the ceiling and then down the wall towards the floor. I'll say that uses up its movement this turn, but it's kind of like clinging onto the floor as it uses action to dash, so it can go all the way around and then get back into the
And
mix
who's
of
it near now?
I'd say it's sort of across the room from you guys, like over amongst some of the mannequins. It's not in anybody's immediate range right now, but it's knocked over some of the racks and the mannequins. It's currently snaking across the floor. All right. Which will put it to Cordelia.
I would like to very slowly and dramatically just walk into the shop.
Okay.
From
You watch
outside.
everyone else run in.
Always the drama. And I'm gonna walk in very dramatically, and the one that's making a super mess over here with the mannequins and everything,
Mhm.
like,
The biggest one.
stop. I'm gonna firebolt him.
Okay.
That's really good. Oh god, I can't do math. 26!
That hits.
Math is hard. I get 1d10. That's a 6.
I think you get 2d10.
I don't know.
You're level 5.
8 total.
All right.
Fire damage.
8 fire damage to the Grick Alpha.
I don't know how to play this class.
Nope, it's fair.
You got this. You're doing great.
All right, the firebolt goes straight across the room, hits the Grick, and I think sort of sparks of it, and some of like these cinders catch onto some of the clothes next to the Grick, and you watch as these this one dress right next to it begins to kind of and begin
It
to
better not be
smolder
my
a bit.
dress. The one
No, it's one of the ones that's on a mannequin.
No.
Yeah.
Please,
That one's made of
it's-
polyester.
That's really unfortunate craftsmanship. That is. It's probably better that it's gone.
All right. Pilar, back up to you at the top of the round.
Oh, it's me. Okay, so how big across is this room?
It's about 20 feet from the door, from the entryway to the back room, and then it's longer the other way, probably about 40 feet.
Okay, so how far away is the big guy from me?
You backed up towards like the changing area again, or
Is it a room, by the way? Is it a changing room, or is it just like a curtain?
It's more of like a booth, like a stall with a curtain in front of it.
Okay.
I'd say you're on the other side of the store, so it's probably about 20 or 30 feet away from you.
Okay. I would like to try and find a safe-ish path across the store
Okay.
to the other side.
Moving in its direction.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to open the biggest cabinet that I can find and move the alpha into it.
Okay, you're gonna try to like push it into a.
Into an enclosed space that I can close.
Okay. So yeah, let's make a contested check
Okay, because as part of levitate, I am able to move it 20 feet.
to move it 20. Oh, so you're using the spell
Yeah.
to actually like move it. Okay.
I'm not gonna touch it, are you kidding me?
That's what I wasn't sure if you were like about to go up and like try to shove it, or if it was okay. So you can move it 20 feet. Is it up and down, or is it 20 feet?
It is It says I can just move. Oh, move. If I'm the target, I can move up or down as part of my move. Otherwise, you can move. You can use your action to move the target.
Yeah, I'm seeing
that
one
up or
creature
down?
or object of your choice within 20 feet. You can change the target's altitude by up to 20 feet.
Okay, so I can't move it side to side.
Yeah, but you can move up and down.
Well, I'm gonna lift it back up to the ceiling. Nix that.
All right.
Never mind. Not going into the closet. Just going back
All
to the ceiling.
And I think as you begin to kind of make your way towards it, you focus on it for a second, and the Grit kind of, as it's on the ground, beginning to lunge backwards suddenly, and begins to float back up in the air, flailing again until it hits the ceiling once again.
Great.
And you hear this shriek of what you would imagine to be frustration from this creature.
I changed my mind. I'm gonna go back to where I was, the safe location where I was at.
All right.
And I would like to healing word Clove.
Clove. Okay.
I'll just like whip out my violin to do a few notes. Some inspiring notes. of healing.
Okay.
Click and click. Yes. 9 healing.
All right. 9 points of healing damage to Clove. All right. And that'll put it to the Grix turn now. Little ones. And I think though one is going to take an attack against Hogarth. Actually, should be making 2 attacks. I missed that before. So it's going to make its tentacle attack against Hogarth. Why am I not scrolling? All right. 21 to hit
Yeah, that hits.
for 12 slashing damage. And then since it hits with that, it's going to make a beak attack against you, which is a 19 to hit
That hits.
for 6 piercing damage. The other one is going to attack Sebastian. And tentacle attack against you. That is a 23 to hit.
That'll hit.
8 slashing damage. I will never roll this well again in any campaign. That's 11 to hit on the second one. I think that misses you.
Yeah, that misses.
Okay, for the beak attack that it tries to follow up on as it lashes with you, the tentacles tries to pull in with the beak. It tries to bite at you, but you, I guess, throw up your cane at the last second, are able to deflect the beak away as it then rears back once again for another strike. Sebastian, it's your turn.
All right. So with the one that just tried to get me, sort of throwing it back with the cane, going to press a button on the cane to make a blade pop out of the end.
Okay.
And try and stab it with the cane sword for my first attack.
Do it to it.
That's only a 10 to hit. All right, I've got out my real dice because roll 20's been betraying me.
Well, your first attack misses.
Yep, but so to attempt to make use of some of my feats, I'm going to attack it with an unarmed strike for my other regular attack. So this is not the monk bonus action. This is just regular attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to attempt to try and kick it up into the air. That is a 9. So that d20 is going away. Let's try another one for, since that didn't work, I am now just going to do the bonus monk unarmed strike.
Go for it.
Let's do a flurry of blows because these things are pissing me off. So,
Get him, Tito.
that is 14.
14 hits.
All right, so that's going to be, and that's a 1 on the d6 for 4 damage.
All right, slow and steady.
Yep, and now the second flurry of blows. That's much better. That's 24.
Yep, that hits.
Yep. There we go. That's a 9 damage.
And with that, you strike out at this Grick as it kind of begins to lunge back to make another strike. You dodge out of the way and then strike upwards with your fist, like undercut. You feel something break within its kind of softer exterior, and as it kind of follows through with the punch, it spins a bit in the air and then hits the ground and sort of writhes for a bit before it stops moving entirely. That Grick is incapacitated.
And that is my turn.
All right. Enza.
Okay. Throw down her bag and pull out her gun and look at the tailor and ask what the cuss are these things doing in your shop.
The tailor, who's bleeding pretty bad right now and kind of staggering backwards as he watches the one die, and kind of like, I bought them, okay?
Okay. And yeah, it's just gonna turn and take a shot at the big one.
Okay. So yeah, you throw down this large black bag that you are carrying, or what does the bag look like?
Sort of like a long, skinny bag. It's like leather. Kind of looks like a golf caddy.
Okay.
I'm just going golfing all day, every day.
And
Basically.
pulls out this a long rifle.
Big old hunting rifle.
Yeah. Which you then aim up towards the Grit. Go ahead and make your shot.
Okay. That's 15 to hit.
That misses. As you take your shot, the Grick is still kind of floundering in the air, and the bullet hits the wood and pierces up, imagine, to the upper room of the house, leaving besides a sizable hole in the ceiling.
All right, I'm going to take another shot.
All right.
That's much better. That is a 24.
That hits.
Okay. So let's see. 2d10. Okay.
Plus your d6.
That is 13 piercing damage.
All right, with your what am I trying to say?
My Slayer's Prey. Yes.
No, the +2 for monstrosities.
Oh, no. So 15.
Okay, 15 points of piercing damage as the second shot connects, leaving another spatter of blood on the ceiling. All right. That will put it to Clove's turn.
Okay, so question from that we've been debating in the chat is, with Pilar's heal, does that actually heal my base form, or does that heal the panther?
It heals whatever form you're in right now.
So it was the Panther.
So
Well, I
can
think
I not have wasted a spell slot, please?
because you use the I thought you used the healing on
Nope.
her.
Yeah,
So she's a panther. So I forgot that when I cast Healing Word on her.
because
Okay,
I have
you
full
ca-
health as the panther right now.
Okay, I thought you cast healing word before you turned it into the panther. That's why I was confused.
Nope.
Okay, then yes, you can redact that.
Can I have healed Wendell instead?
I'll say you cannot have done it on Clove, but we'll have to wait
Okay.
until next turn to do it on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I am going to do whatever one is closest to me. I'm sure there's the one still right in front of me. I'm gonna go ahead and try and bite it again.
Okay.
Okay, let's see how I do this time. 14?
14 hits.
Yay! Okay, so that's 2d6 plus 2. Oh, 1d6, I'm sorry. 1d6 plus 2. 5 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And that's my turn, guys. Did a lot there, let me tell you.
All right. That will bump it on down to Hogarth's turn again.
Gonna bring out the machete.
All right.
Take another swing. That is a nat 20.
Nice.
Asking.
Oh god, remind me how this works. I rolled 2. Do I add the +3 to both of them?
No, just roll it all twice and then add your modifier.
To the end, right. It's been a while. That is 13, 16 damage.
Okay.
And then sneak attack, right?
Yes, and you see it, which also doubles.
That is 10. So
So
what did I
26.
say? 26, yeah.
All right, 26 points of damage. That is enough for said Grick. And I think this time you finish your swipe and cleanly decapitate this grip. And as the tentacled head slops to the floor and kind of writhes around for a bit, the body just falls limp.
Nice.
All right. And that's just gonna leave it to the Grick Alpha, who's on the ceiling and real frustrated. So yeah, I'm gonna say it's going to try to leap from the ceiling down towards the floor and pounce on somebody. The question is who. I think it is going to go for probably the tallest person in the room right now, which is going to be Hogarth, because one of you's a panther. All right. That's going to be...
Does it have to resist my spell save?
It's going to make an athletics check to try to propel itself down. And I'll set the DC as your spell save. I think that works.
Which is 16.
16. Okay. Ooh, that's a 15.
Sucks to suck.
So I think here's what happens. It kind of coils up on the ceiling and then propels itself forward. And Hogarth, you look up as you finish decapitating this smaller Grick at the towards the ceiling, and you see this large tentacled form come streaking down at you, and it slows itself, and then the tentacle just snaps just an inch from your face as the beak snaps just an inch from your face as the tentacles whip out at you, but just isn't enough to get it all the way. I say it propels itself to, basically your head height, but can't get any further.
I would just like to say that I'm whistling my spell as I maintain concentration on it.
All right.
So I excessively whistle, no, get back up there.
That's gonna put to Cordelia's turn.
I'm gonna Ray of Frost that ugly thing that keeps trying to come down off the ceiling.
Okay, make your attack.
Oh, that's not very good. I thought it was a 1, but it's a 7, which changes things. 14.
That misses.
Doesn't change things that much.
So as it kind of flies through the air, you try to track it and send a beam of this cold energy towards it, and it just misses and goes wide, hitting, I'd say, one of the pillars in the room, or no, probably over in the corner of the room where the ceiling meets the wall, and just freezes solid a big chunk of the wallpaper and the wood in that corner of the room, which begins to sort of crack from the temperature difference. All right. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
Okay. So that brings us to the top of the round. This spell lasts for a minute, right?
It lasts for 10 minutes.
10
my
minutes.
Good sir.
Okay. I kind of just want to say, are you guys going to keep trying to kill this thing? You have it. It's trapped, and it's not going to be able to go anywhere at this point.
I want to keep it.
Yeah.
Okay.
If the tailor starts telling us like, "Hey, no, keep it alive," that's where all the money is.
So let's say that the threat is gone right now. So we'll kind of pop out of initiative for a second as this Greek is in the air, unable to propel itself any direction, and just sort of whipping around. You all sort of just take a step back, and Wendell. I'm going to turn off the. Let's go back to some better music. Wendell comes creeping out from the back room, still kind of covered in blood, though it seems to have mostly stopped. Sees the creature in there and says, looks down at the ones that are dead on the ground and goes, please don't kill it.
Why would you buy something like this?
And how much did it cost?
It cost a lot. Last few months' rent, which is why I wasn't able to pay. I collect creatures of sorts. It's always been sort of a hobby of mine. There's some smaller things, and nothing big, squirrels and rabbits, and you can go down to my cellar. I have a lot of pets. Some guy met him at the bar a few weeks ago, said he'd get me something a little more exotic, and I mean, they're pretty cool, right?
Do we know what these things are?
Enza does. You could make a.
Flash,
you could
can I make a roll?
Yeah, you could make a nature check.
Or an Arcana check?
No, it's not really arcane.
Okay, well, let's play a game called I'm looking at my sheet, and I know they're in alphabetical order, and nature is not on my sheet.
Oh, yeah. These sheets, if I remember right, for some reason, nature just, if you're not proficient, just roll an intelligence check.
Okay, well, that's good for me, so. Okay. 18.
18. Okay, yeah, you know what these are. Grix, they are kind of ambush creatures, usually live in sort of mountainous or cave terrain, subterranean environments. They're pretty intelligent creatures. But yeah, just vicious.
Do I know what they are, though?
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis creature type.
Monstrosity.
Okay.
So what was your plan? You were just gonna collect all these creatures?
Well, I mean, I have my pets are downstairs, and I keep them in cages, and I didn't have any place big enough to put them, so I was just keeping him in the bag that he sold them to me in, and I hadn't had time to do anything with them yet.
Well, I want to see these other creatures. I don't know about the rest of y'all.
How much was this one?
The one?
Yes.
That one was about 200 gold.
Interesting. I think we're going to have to confiscate these.
What? No, I mean, what are you even gonna do with
slink
them?
up and just like growl in his face?
Fine. Are you gonna? What are you gonna tell?
Here, hold on. I'm going to go over and healing word him.
Okay.
Just like dab his face a little bit. Like, you're a little sweaty.
Yeah, he's a little concerned as you're approaching you. You healing word him and patches him up enough where he's not.
And I'll just, Wendell, think of it this way. You are a little irresponsible with your funds. You owed some people, you did not pay them, and now when we come and we try to be so nice to you, cause us all of this trouble and hurt us too. So I think this is fair, don't you?
I told you not to open the bag. Specifically.
You also were being so cagey, Wendell. Honestly, come on.
Well, you told me you were debt collectors for the Zartano. I mean,
No, we said we were friends trying to make your life easier.
that's not what I heard.
It doesn't change what we said. Come on, Wendell, consider it. This is easier than anyone else besides us coming and maybe not killing the things that are wrecking your shop and just wrecking your shop.
All right, and looks over to like Panther Clove form, and what are you gonna tell? What are you gonna tell the people that sent you?
That as he asks me that, I pop out of Panther form. Well, we're gonna tell him here's what is due, in kind, and I'm gonna keep sending people to you so that you can get your funds back going, because you need to open the shop and you need to make money. You don't want to owe the Zartano money. We both know that's not a good road to go down. And that's what I'm gonna tell him.
I guess I don't have much of a choice.
What, do you want the Zartano to come?
No.
So, find a better hobby. A less expensive hobby.
Or just don't be buying weird snake bird octopuses from purses in bars, maybe, and pay your rent instead.
Just take it and get out. I gotta clean up anyway. I said, "Oh!" And he sees the fire that is currently starting on one corner of the room with the dress, and runs over and starts to like stomp it out. Just get out before you cause any more damage.
Sebastian will grab the bag and kind of hold it open, just like, Rita, if you would.
And I will de-levitate it into the bag.
We're
Okay.
Ghostbustering it right now.
The creature is sort of like is snapping and kind of weaving through the air, and I think maybe it takes maybe it ends on Hogarth too, and kind of guiding the tail in, and then you lower the rest of the creature, and as it kind of snapping outwards, the tentacles lashing out, finally disappears in the bag, which you close.
After throwing the two little corpses in.
Okay, throw the
Give it
corpse.
something to eat, or have, they can scavenge them for parts.
Build a new one.
Or, sell monster parts to get some money back from them.
I said they were intelligent. I didn't say they were that.
No, the
intelligent.
Zartanos.
Okay. I know.
We're repoing the dead corpses as
Yes,
opposed to the living corpses.
Cordelia, you have your hand raised.
On the way out, the owner of the shop is like paying attention to the fire that's starting over there. I'm just like really quickly looking, like, are there any like cute like light dresses just really quick on the way out that I can just like sleight of hand whoop pocket?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check.
$23.
All right. Yeah, there's sort of a sundress, something a little bit lighter, that you see, and you can describe it matching your tastes. You look over. Wendell's distracted, kind of cleaning up some of the mannequins. Quickly, kind of slip it off the hanger, roll it up, just tuck it under your jacket a bit as you casually walk out of the store.
I turn around and walk back in. So about my dress, though, like, are we still going to do that, or...
Pilar!
Yes? Okay, never mind. I guess you can keep my dress. No, I'm taking it. I'm taking my dress. And I just look at it, and then I leave.
You did get the free clothes that you are wearing right now.
Oh, that's true. I take those too.
Once we get like down the street away from the shop, I'm just like pull the dress out from under my jacket, like,
How in the world did you pocket an entire dress? It is so cute. I kind of plod over it. That is really pretty. It will look so good on you.
are you? I give it to her.
Cordelia, nah. Sebastian, look. I grab the skirt and I twirl.
Yes, it looks very nice. And once we're back outside, Sebastian is back to walking with the cane and the limp, like has the bag slung over one shoulder and limping along with the cane in the other hand. We should probably drop this off with Haran, then go see about the delivery at the docks.
Yes.
That was very exciting. I did not expect it to go like that.
Yeah, I guess I shouldn't open the bag, but I just couldn't not.
I mean,
told
really,
you not
though.
to, and you just went for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
but, like,
most of us would have.
Thank you.
I mean, the mystery is very intriguing, but it's very surprising to come something like that coming out of a bag.
It was
Well,
very
this-
surprising.
In this town, they all try to hoodwink you one way or another, and I'd rather it have been the big old baddie than there be nothing in the bag and I walk out with it, and we don't have any money or anything to turn in, so.
True. Well,
Oh, Hogarth, you have so much blood on your sleeves. Hold on. I'm going to prestidigitate them so they're not so horrifying. They're slightly less horrifying than usual.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Pats, like, reaches up to pat their shoulder.
Okay. So you all walk the 2 blocks back over. The homeless guy sitting on the corner watches you walking back with this bag, or sure, a lot of you being kind of bloodied and
I clean up everyone of blood, not just Hogarth.
I look,
Okay.
to be fair, I look literally exactly the same as when I went in.
Some of you have some scrapes and bruises,
Okay,
though.
that's fair.
Just watches you aghast as you pass by, and you make your way to. Probably wouldn't be in this. No, we'll just say the speakeasy. That's gonna be easier. So you head back into Lil's. God damn it! I'm gonna keep doing that. Cloves, laundromat, and Haran is currently in there and is probably has a crossword puzzle or something that he's working on. Sees you enter and moves over, says, good. Well, I guess it's afternoon now.
Kind of
Are you about to head out on a job?
plop the bag down at his feet. There's a monster in there worth about 200 gold. The tailor was buying exotic creatures.
And never mind. It's a long story.
Sounds like it. So, creature in the bag, worth money.
2 dead little ones of it. Worth a little bit more, maybe.
Probably worth the 250 that he owes you, especially if you are a bit slick with your selling. It's a pretty good fighter of creature.
All right. And what about Wendell? Still one piece?
Of course.
All right. Well, as long as he's got the message and is going to start paying up, should be good to go.
Seems that way.
Excellent. One job down. I guess your pay for this then. Give me a second. Pulls out the ledger, begins to sort of flip through it a bit. All right. Okay. So this one, 85 gold pieces. I'm going to pay you up front, and I'll collect what's owed to me afterwards. You're going to get your 88% of it. So it's going to be 74 gold and 8 silver. And pulls out a briefcase from the other side, opens it up, begins to count out gold pieces, and slides it across the table to all of you.
Up front, he says, after the job is done.
Just mean I'm not going to make you wait until I turn this all in to the powers that be. I can take the gold.
I'm very grateful. Thank you, Haran, and I will take my share.
Okay, you guys can do the math on that. Well, I'll do it. I've got the calculator up. Let's see. Well, that's a odd number. 12 gold, 46,666,666.
What I heard is we all roll 4d6.
You guys can figure that out.
Excellent. Thank you.
Someone just tell me the number.
We all get 12 gold, 1 silver, and then there's some change left over. Do we want to start a party fund for?
Well, 0.3 of silver is 3 copper, right? So everyone gets 12 gold, 1 silver, 3 copper.
Well,
I think it should be
3 gold.
Dang it!
So it's 12 gold, 4 silver, 3 copper.
Sure, I'll believe you.
We want to just put the whatever doesn't the hard parts that don't equal out into a party fund.
Yeah, start a party fund with a 0.3 gold.
You have to start investing somewhere. I'm keeping all of my copper for what it's worth.
Yeah, maybe after the delivery. I think for now, we've already done the math to split it up.
So, to the docks.
Well, I could use a drink or
Don't
three
we want to
first.
sit for a little bit? My feet hurt.
Yeah, you didn't get bit by one of those damn things, Cordelia.
You're right. Some of us fight smart.
And some of us fight effectively. I saw you hitting the wall all over in there. I at least hit some of the time.
I hit exactly what I mean to hit. Whether or not you understand that is not my concern.
Yeah, wizards in your words.
Ugh, Seb. We can have a drink if you want before we go.
Seb immediately plops down into his probably usual stool, like by the door, you know, where bouncers tend to sit.
Okay. You guys sit down and have your drinks
And a short rest.
and a short rest. So go and roll some hit dice.
Yay, lunch!
Yeah. Pilar, do you have the Song of Rest thing?
Oh, would you like some? That's not my accent. Yes, I do, and I will play us some music. Here, let me roll some healing. I'll play on my harp. I'll go kick out whoever's on the stage and be like, no. For 6 more healing.
Nice. All right. Rest you roll whatever hit dice you need.
Yeah, get my key back. Yay, short rest class.
I'm just sitting there eating brunch like, ugh. You'll waste so much time.
For at least 30 minutes of the rest, Seb is just not talking to anyone, just, you know, downing drink after drink. Not for like, not that many shots, but it's just only drinking for 30 minutes. And that is his
Sir, is that how you meditate? Oh my gosh.
He's gonna die.
I have a liver of steel, thank you very much.
You'd better.
Oh my gosh. Enzo's probably gonna sit at the table with Heron and just tell him about the Grix.
Okay. So fill him in so he doesn't accidentally peek in on the, in the bag. All right. Okay. So you all get a short rest, have your conversations. Anything else?
I just have a drink in solidarity with Seb. At noon.
All right. Yeah, it's probably after your long rest or short rest. It's probably about 2:00 in the afternoon right now.
Well, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
So as you're going to leave, Haran says, "Oh, you're heading over to the docks right now. Just ask for Durin when you get over there. Who's going to be your contact?"
All right.
All right. Good luck. So you all head out of the tavern and begin making your way towards the docks in West Circle. So it's a bit of a jaunt. I'll go and take these off the board so you guys can see where you're going. Go away. All right. So you are currently heading right over here in West Circle. So, walking.
Probably taking 2 cabs over. Not directly to the docks. We get in the vicinity and then walk the rest of the way.
You could also take the subway.
Wait, there's a subway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Be 1 copper a piece to use the subway. But yeah, so you in the Farsaw Heights, you go to the nearest subway stop, duck down into the tunnels. It's loud, dark, a bit damp. Catch one of these subway cars, and these aren't the sort of sleek subways that we would be used to seeing, but these kind of jagged mechanical contraptions that run along electrified or arcane electrified rails under the surface of the city. Yes.
Just before things get too far along, when you deleted the tokens, you deleted a lot of the markers we put on the map of like where we live and stuff.
Oh no,
you
I did do
Z
that
or something.
Yep, I can do that. Oops, I forgot your guys' stuff is on the.
It's there.
There we go. So I'm gonna thank you for pointing that out because I would have totally missed that. Let me move that stuff to the map layer.
Yep. It also looks like some of them are shifted, maybe.
Yeah, like the hospital got re-rotated.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can do that. We'll just leave it for now. I'll fix it later. Okay, so yeah, you get onto the you put in your coins, or you give your coins to the like the attendant as you enter the subway system, getting on the cart, and get to sort of rumble down the tracks. There are a couple other patrons in the subway with you right now. Kind of an older Goliath man that is currently like reading a newspaper. There is a few humans that are talking kind of, they look like students that are looking through a book together right now, as you are currently heading to the West Circle district, which is where the university is in Gothford. After about 10 minutes of travel, you reach your stop in West Circle. Exiting the subway, make your way up to the surface once again. Early afternoon, mid-afternoon right now. You come up just near the university itself, the gates surrounding the large span that encompasses a fair portion of this district of the city. Tall red brick buildings, a clock tower, which chimes the 3 p.m. hour as you are currently heading towards the docks.
Would you say we're making our way downtown?
Yep.
Never mind.
Yeah. I could say that. I won't say that, but I could say that. Yes.
I have a real question.
Sure.
These being mana-involved mana dealers, I don't know if I have like any insight into this area or the people who might be there. Also, being a mana dealer myself.
Same question. I was going to ask the same thing.
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. I mean,
do I know these people? Are they my competition? Do I want to kill them?
No, these would be Calbit mana dealers. So I think you'd be familiar with them. Probably maybe a friendly competition. Private salespeople, contractors that also sell mana in this area. Durin, I think, is probably a name that you know. Maybe not someone you met, but is a pretty well-known mana vendor in the West Circle area. But you know that the typical process for mana, that the mana itself is not manufactured in the city, but is brought in from outside the city via shipments or cargo containers or shipping vessels, unloaded in West Circle near the docks there, where the Calbits take inventory of them and then transport them and sell them to people throughout the city. I guess we haven't talked about mana yet, have we? For the audience, probably should do that. So mana is an illicit substance, a legal substance in Gothford. It is a liquid, maybe close to a potion, but is a drink that has magical properties, the ability to give those that imbibe it minor magical abilities that have sort of a compounding effect. Those that have arcane talents see them manifested, maybe a bit more powerful. Those that don't have them gain some talents and abilities that they don't have prior. It is a powerful substance, is a dangerous substance, and can lead to negative consequences, negative effects, side effects to those that take it, and is outlawed by the Empire. So now we're on the same page there. So you are familiar with this area. Anything you want to do with that, Cordelia?
So are we all together now? We all made it to the same. Okay, great. So we're just trying to make sure they make it safely from point A to point B.
That's what it sounds like. Do you
Right.
expect something funny?
I always expect something funny.
Yeah, plus, I mean, one guy knows about this delivery. Who's to say more don't know? Someone might try and make off with some of the shipment, some or all of it.
It would be very profitable for most of us if it ended up where it needs to go. Maybe if a piece or two maybe fell off along the way.
We may hit a bump or two that might knock some loose. Who knows?
I'll see what I can do. Or big ones might want to back off a bit.
Can I, because as a furbolg, I think I can cast Disguise Self and make myself 3 feet smaller or something.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I just can't remember. I'm thinking I didn't, for some reason, put it on.
I think you can cast Disguise Self, and the limitation of appearing only 1 foot height difference is changed to 3 feet for you. So you could appear up to 3 feet shorter.
Yes. So can I go ahead and disguise myself like a human? Make myself a little bit shorter, like a human male.
Yeah. No, you can definitely do that.
Okay. That's what I would like to do. And disguise self lasts, I think, an hour, right? So when we get close to the docks, that's what I'm going to do.
That's what yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Great, so I'll take a couple of backups then, and everyone else can hang back.
Mm-hmm.
Glove and I don't know who fits the bill. Sebastian, you want to come?
Sure. I'll come along.
All right. See what I can do.
All right. So you approach the dock district of West Circle. It's a busy area. There are some large sort of like trucks that are currently kind of towards the parking lots or the southern edge of the docks that are being loaded up from the warehouses. And you see a number of ships, dozens of ships that currently moored off in the harbor there that are being unloaded by cranes that are picking up and unloading large shipping containers. As you approach the gates and kind of look around, there are a lot of people around. I don't think you don't know where Durin is right now.
Would I, as Clove, know, like, kind of typically which dock they use? Because I'm assuming I pick up a little bit larger shipments for the bar.
Yeah, it's hard to say. They don't really use the same warehouse all the time. It changes, so they cycle through different locations in case something were to happen. Keep from being predictable. So you're usually told where to pick it up right before. And it's usually delivered.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
These are the docks in West Circle, right?
Yes.
So Hogarth would be familiar with this area.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
That would help.
Yeah, and I think you would know who to ask. There is a foreman that works this location.
And I also have Thieves Camp.
Oh. That might
So
play a
I'm-
little bit more in here.
I know who I could ask.
Yeah, I'll say the Thieves' Can is probably going to play in a bit more. I think, Hogarth, you probably notice some symbols that are on the building. Some, like, it looks like graffiti, but you recognize some of the symbols that are they're numbered, or they are marked in a way that I guess the best way you can interpret it is it looks like different buildings are marked for different days of the week. So you noticing this, Europe. Oh God, I need to pull up my calendar because I don't remember what the days of the week we came up with were. It is the equivalent of a Sunday right now in game, I believe. Nope, it'd be Monday because days passed. So you could find the dock that, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time looking for that. You can find the dock that corresponds to the day that it is currently,
Then,
or the warehouse.
come with me. I know where we can find it.
All right. So you navigate your way across or through the warehouses until you find the one with the Thieves' Cant that you would anticipate they were doing business out of today. And where'd my music go? There we go. There is a large shipping door currently closed where they would back up the trucks into to be loaded. And there's one like staff entrance to the side. And there's a guy sitting next to the staff entrance, a dwarf with a long brown beard that is braided. And he is currently sitting on a stool next to the entrance and flipping through a book.
I guess I'll handle this. Excuse me.
kind of holds up a hand as he finishes reading his page. Yes.
We're sent here to help with a shipment.
Your dock hands.
Well,
Not exactly.
more than that, but here to help.
Well, if you want to apply for a job, I would talk to the foreman.
Oh no, don't mistake me. We have the job. We're here to talk to your boss.
All right, and who is it you're looking for?
I assume Heron would have
Durin?
told us.
Durin.
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 Says, closes his book. At that point, says, all right, and you want to talk to Durin? About what?
The delivery to Riley's bookstore.
The shipment were we unclear the first time.
We get a lot of shipments coming in and out of here. Hogarth, I think you notice he puts the book in his lap, and he begins to tap on the book, just kind of absentmindedly. Most of you wouldn't even notice, but he is using a set of again, sort of like Morse code. In Thieves' Cant, you get the message that he is currently sending, which is essentially asking you to like verify who you are.
I'll sort of go over to my waist area and tap on my machete so it's loud enough just to get his attention, and I tap back.
Okay.
And I think Sebastian would also be tapping his cane in whatever, if he has some kind of confirmation thing, because Sebastian also knows Thieves' Cant.
Oh, it does. Okay. So yeah, you both notice this then, and he kind of looks past you, Cordelia, as you're speaking with him, and the two of you give your message, and then he straightens up a bit, says, all right, well, that's all I needed to know to begin with. Pleasure meeting all of you. My name's Durin.
Pleasure to meet you.
So you're Harden's people.
Apparently now we are, yes.
All right.
A recent development.
Not what I was expecting.
Well, then they won't expect it either.
Fair enough. All right. Well, we'll load up the shipment in a truck, and I assume you know where you're going.
Someone knows how to get to Riley's bookstore, right? Or if we have an address, we know the city well enough.
Yes. Yeah. No, you know the location. Upper Growthford, just past Kings Park. Durin says, all right, well, and one of you knows how to drive, right?
I do.
Good enough. Okay, we'll load up the shipment for you. Why don't you come on inside? We'll get you set up. All you gotta do is make the shipment, collect payment, come back here. Just don't make any stops along the way.
Very well.
He brings you inside the warehouse, and as you head in, it's quieter in here. The echoing from multiple dwarves and humans and workers that are currently unloading a large container. You see them shifting what looks to be furniture out of the way to get to a back panel of the shipping container, which one of them pries open with a crowbar, revealing about a dozen metal canisters. And they unload those and begin to stack them over off the to the side. There's a truck in there too, which is currently running, and they open up the back of it and begin to load in the canisters as well into the truck. And then after they stack those all in, they fill in the rest of the space with the furniture. After all that is done, Durin throws the keys over to you, Hogarth, and says, "All right, I know all your faces now. If this shipment doesn't come, well, I won't feel sorry for you."
Good luck.
I don't appreciate the insinuation.
Drive safe. And he hits a button, and the door of the warehouse begins to slide open with the clattering of chains.
So is there room in? Is it like a open air? I assume it's not an open truck, but just where are people on the truck? Hogarth's driving.
It's like it's an enclosed. It's an enclosed truck. The cabs of the vehicles, again, they don't have like a covering to it. It's like a bench with this arcane like motor at the front. You could probably fit 4 people in the cab of the truck itself. The rest of you could either stand on the back of the truck, or you could do whatever else you wanted to do. Hijack a car and drive alongside.
I'll stand at the back, on the back.
I would like to sit up front with Hogarth.
Okay.
I'm just thinking where Sebastian will be most effective. I think he'll be in the back, actually inside with the cargo, just like lounging on one of the couches or whatever the furniture is there, in case it gets to the point where someone's breaking open the back.
All right.
Surprise, mother scratcher.
Okay. So we've got Clove and Sebastian on the back, and the rest of you in the cab of the car with Hogarth driving. Do you have proficiency in vehicles, Hogarth?
Yes.
You do? Okay, perfect. I didn't know if it was just in character deciding you know how to drive, or actually a proficiency.
I mean, both. Yeah.
So you're a good driver.
Yes.
Good. That'll be important. As you pull out of the warehouse, you make it to the gates of the kind of parking lot that surrounds this place, and turn onto the street. You begin making your way towards Upper Gothford. I should have had a car out of it. No, I remember looking for one. I couldn't find one for a 1920s sounding vehicle. Didn't want you guys driving around in a Ferrari.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
mean, it would have blended in. You know? A bright red Ferrari.
All right. So as you are all, you get onto the side streets and you kind of slow going with the daily traffic until you get onto what's essentially the freeway that leads up to the bridge, which crosses over into Upper Gothford. I'd like everyone to make perception checks.
Oh, I forgot to say, I have my bird back. Can I have my bird back? I'm assuming I had him fly away during the fight, like the bar brawl.
Oh,
But we
yeah.
went back to the laundromat. I would like to have picked up my bird.
Yes, you have your
Bird friend.
It's my little bird friend.
which is a
Owl. A little tiny Mexican spotted owl.
There you go.
Spotted owl.
I'd also like to be sitting near the door. It's like the outside seat. You ladies
Okay.
are all right with that?
I'm sitting directly next to Hogarth. And I rolled a 27 perception.
nice.
10
Right.
perception, roll 20 is still killing me.
I rolled a 25.
19.
14.
High five, Hogarth. Wait, don't take your hands off the wheel. Okay.
10.
So who rolled above a 15? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, perfect. So the 4 of you, who are all in the front of the truck. You guys notice, so as you're coming over the bridge, there are mirrors on these trucks. Gotta have some amount of safety. I think Hogarth, you notice in your mirror, there's one car that has been following you for a little while now.
We have a tail.
And the other two of you notice this as well.
I think we might have to do something about that.
And what is it you propose we do?
Well, these roads can be so treacherous sometimes with the potholes. It'd be a shame if they had to pull over or something. I'm gonna hex the driver.
Gonna hex the driver. Okay.
And I'm going to give him disadvantage on dexterity checks.
Okay.
And hopefully someone will follow it up with making the road treacherous to drive on, whether for real or for not real. Thank you.
Okay. So you sort of lean out a bit and you look back towards the vehicle. And it's hard to tell. No. Okay. So there's a paneling on the front of it that's obscuring most of the driver, but you do see there are a couple people in the car. All of them seem to be wearing like heavier, darker clothing. And
I just flirtatiously wave at the driver.
you
and
wave.
That's my somatic component for my hands.
You wave over to the driver. It's a pretty big fellow. You can't make out any features. They're wearing like hoods or like masks. And as you wave over, you cast your spell, hexing them. I don't think they immediately notice any effect. And Cordelia.
Yes, I would like to use a major image to create some other visible phenomenon, which is just in front of them, just this giant dip in the road. Maybe like sinkhole-esque.
Okay. So I think here's what happens. As you make it over the bridge, you get off onto the level ground once again, and you make a turn heading up the street, kind of making your way towards Kings Park. As you throw, as you put up your hex, Cordelia, you begin to mutter, looking out at the ground in front of your car, and you focus and create this illusion of just as your car passes over, the ground itself appears to crumble out of the way, revealing this hole leading into the understreet. And the driver is going to make a dexterity saving throw to try to avoid this.
With disadvantage because of
with
this?
Yes, with this. Is it saving throws or ability?
It's ability checks. I was hoping that this would be an ability check.
Sure. I'll give you that.
Yes.
Yeah. Where is what I'm looking for?
Is this against the illusion? I'm sorry, I'm still reading my spell.
Well, actually, let's do two because he's going to
It's
make
a successful investigation check.
Okay.
Against
So
major image.
He's going to make an investigation check to see if he notices the illusion, which is a 4, and then is going to make a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage to avoid said illusion. Actually, here's the way I'm going to interpret it. He jerks the wheel to try to avoid it. This is the check to maintain control of his vehicle after driving to avoid it. Let me get some more dramatic music going too. Let me turn off the other music. Oh god, this is really jarring. There we go. All right, another dexterity ability check with disadvantage Oh, that's a 2. So you see the driver sees the pothole open up in front of him and jerks the wheel to the side. The car itself kind of spins a bit, and you see the passengers trying to hold on to the interior. As he tries to correct the vehicle, he loses control. It fishtails out, and the vehicle spins once again and then slams into a parked car on the side of the street. You quickly see the passengers of the vehicle begin to get out and begin to yell amongst themselves as you're disappearing out of sight. However, in that moment, what those of you in the back didn't see, because you had the better vantage point too, the second car trailing behind them hits the gas and begins to accelerate towards your vehicle as you watch 2 tall figures, orcish, step up in the cab and angle shotguns towards the tires of your truck. Yes, Chloe, what would you like to do? You and Sebastian being in the back.
Can I please cast Sleet Storm just in like a couple of, couple car lengths in front of the car so that as they're driving into it, it falls on them?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's a great use of this, actually. So go ahead and put the spell up. All right.
But the 4 of us in the cab are not seeing this.
You've noticed it now. You didn't notice the car
Okay.
behind them at first.
I think Pilar was like in the middle of gloating of like, oh, that is so unfortunate for them. And then another car goes over and was like, oh.
So Sleet Storm. All right.
DC 15.
So yeah, the driver of that vehicle now is going to once again make this time it's gonna be a dexterity saving throw to try to maintain control of his vehicle as they come racing forward to catch up with you. That didn't mean to roll out with disadvantage. Well, I don't know what the first one was.
It was the first one was the 7.
7.
First one's the 7. Perfect. Thank you. I don't know why my screen it's not showing up. I used to have the thing where I went over it and then it would tell me what it was. Okay, 7. Perfect. So the vehicle hits the ice patch and begins to fit or kind of dovetail as well as the drivers. I'm going to say they are going to get off 2 shots before each one of the passengers is going to get off a shot towards your car. In that moment, and
you said these are shotguns?
These are shotguns.
Did we ever figure out how deflect missile works with shotguns?
We're going with slugs instead of
That's what I was picturing, Morgan. Woo-hoo-hoo!
or bird
Pellet shot. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Why does my music keep stopping? Probably because I don't have it on repeat. There we go. So it's gonna be 1 shot at Clove and the other shot towards Sebastian.
Yep. I'm going to use my reaction to attempt to deflect missile. Or does it have to hit me first?
It has to hit you
It
first.
yeah, only if it hits you. That would be a 19 to hit.
On me, yep, that'll hit.
Okay. So go and roll your deflect missiles.
I'd reduce it by 13 damage.
Oh yeah, you reduce it entirely.
And I'm spending a key point to throw it back.
All right.
Yeah.
Make your attack.
So yeah, I make a ranged attack, and I do have proficiency with it, so I'm just going to use my throwing knife attack for the roll. 17 to hit.
17. Actually, 17. It hits, but doesn't seem to have any effect. It like gets absorbed by whatever kind of armor they are currently wearing. But you do catch the slug in the air and sort of redirect it back, which catches him off guard as he almost drops his gun. The other one makes its attack at Clove.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet that'd be a little disarming. You shoot a guy and he's just like, nah.
Yeah. That's a 13?
That hits.
Okay, that's 11 piercing damage
Ow.
as you are shot by the slug. However, as this happens, the driver of the vehicle loses control once again and goes spinning out, giving you the chance to gain some ground. Now, Hogarth, what are you doing in this moment? You've temporarily lost the people behind you. How are you making your escape?
Well, I know Upper Gothford really well, so if I could, I would take some back alleys,
I can help.
see if I can squeeze the truck through there if it's small enough.
Okay. And what is Pilar doing to help?
I could cast Fog Cloud at an intersection so you don't know which turn we took.
Okay, so I'll have Hogarth make a check with your vehicle proficiency using. I'll say dexterity because this is going to be kind of fine tuning, trying to work this card's way, and you get advantage because of the fog cloud.
No, 16. Sorry, 16.
16. Okay. As the fog cloud forms behind you, the cars that have currently stalled out and they're trying to, you see the drivers trying to pull the cars out. The one that is smashed up against the parked car on the street, they're trying to get it started and get it pulled back out to the road. The others are trying to correct and gain traction on the ice. Hogarth, as the fog forms behind you, you take kind of a quick survey of your surroundings, and there is a small alley that you could potentially get your car, get the truck through. You jerk the wheel. The truck lists just slightly as you guys go rolling towards the corner. Those of you in the back holding on the best you can. The truck levels out just a bit, and you all hear the screeching noise as the corner just clips the edge of this tall brick building next to it. A few bricks knocked off the wall. The truck probably has a little bit of damage to the top corner. However, it levels out, kind of the last part slamming into the other side of the wall before you hit the gas and go pulling or peeling out through this alleyway. Do you keep going, or do you... Oh, sorry.
Sebastian reaches back to try and grab one of the mana canisters and pull it out and hand it to Clove and just say, fell off the truck.
All right. Where do you put the canister?
How big is it, I guess? That's
Probably about the size of a large wine bottle.
Oh, then yeah, I put it in my backpack.
Okay. Tucked it in your backpack. You go pulling off through the alleyway and make your escape. Well, that very easily bypassed the encounter that I had.
Well done, team.
We solved your car puzzle.
Yeah.
Good job. Bravo.
Hey,
What a good teamwork we had.
Oh, we're so good.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay. No, I have an idea for when we get to drop everything off.
Yes.
And if they notice the canister's missing, I have an idea, but I'm not going to give you my idea yet.
Okay. So you go pulling around Kings Park, a large spot, sort of Central Park-esque, tall trees, very displaced here in this very urban city. And just on the northern edge of Kings Park, there is a quaint little bookstore. It says Riley's Bookstore above it, kind of on the window, painted onto the window itself. And you go pulling up in front of the bookstore. Your boat passes by. You park the truck out front, and who heads inside?
I vote Cordelia.
Because
Sebastian will hop out.
Pilar's gonna stay outside and watch for cops or whatever.
I'll go, but
This isn't really what I do. I don't really know.
All right. Yep. You just play lookout, Rita. Cece and I will go. We'll go talk to them.
Is that okay, see?
All right. So Cordelia and Sebastian head into the bookstore. As you head inside, the sounds of the city fade away to this quiet little bookshop. The rows kind of smushed together as much as possible for narrow walkways through this this dark interior, and you push your way back to the counter at the back of the store, and there is a gray-haired human woman currently organizing some of the inventory, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, welcome. Can I help you?"
yes, I think we have a delivery for you.
Oh, yes. Do you mind unloading it around back?
Of course not.
All right, I'll meet you back there. So she heads back out of the store. You bring the car around. She opens up or comes out the back door. It's her this time, and then two younger, larger human men that were, I guess, in the back of the store, look like bodyguards. They begin to make their way up to the truck and unload some of the furniture off the back. And she approaches you with a smile, Cordelia, and Sebastian says, "So, you're not the people I usually work with?"
Or new.
Ish.
Oh, well, it's good to see new faces. Thank you for being so timely with this. She looks over the truck and sees some of the damage to it. She says, "Looks like you might have had a little trouble along the way."
Just a little.
I'm assuming I'm back there, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just want
They haven't gotten to the inventory yet, so.
No worries. Because when I was, I just, so you know, I had 10 stoppered bottles with colored liquid in my bag. I've broken one of them, like, so there's glass on the ground.
Okay.
And like, I found the colored liquid that looks most like mana. And so then just have that, like, back there.
Okay.
So slick.
Mana's actually, it's colorless, so you could just use water or something, and still,
yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, just something to make it look damp.
Yep,
would work. Okay, so you create your little crime scene there, and she looks it over. Riley looks it over. She says, I don't know if you responded to the question that she asked. Saying, looks like you had a bit of trouble along the way.
Un pequeño, a little bit.
It's a bit of a long story.
I imagine I know who the culprits are. The Green Tusk gang has been looking to get in on some of the mana shipments, so they've been
Really?
harassing some of our suppliers. Yeah, we had a few go missing along the way, so you're one of the last few that was able to make it through without. I assume nobody died along the way.
I took a hit, but
Yeah, she notices the bullet wound.
and I think one of their bullets got one of the canisters.
Ah, crap! And she looks back. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Okay, shoot. Ah.
I can't help you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all good. It's all good. No one can help me with my crap rolls. Fuck all. That's a 9 because I can't roll for crap. I have +5 to deception. Shit.
So she looks at you and she looks back. She says, "Really?" Looks at the glass on the ground. Now, why was this one in a glass canister if the rest were in metal canisters?
Like I said, bit of a long story, but we don't argue either way for the people that are sending them. What you get is what you get.
Yeah, she says. Now, you all know who you're dealing with right now. I assume.
We're familiar.
I really wouldn't recommend doing what seems you're trying to do.
Can I come over there?
Yes, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna go over there and start making like a big fuss of tending Clove and being like, oh my gosh, that must have hurt so bad. And just like healing word them, and maybe try for a little bit of sympathy and just maybe you could find it in your heart for a little bit of charity for the people who did such a good job, being so timely, taking a hit for you.
She says, no, you guys are all back there with the truck right now. You just brought up the truck around the front. Sorry, there was some confusion there. She says, we're not really in the business of charity here. You're getting paid for your job. I recommend delivering all of the goods.
And we did. What's your confusion?
Something here isn't adding up. I need to know the full story.
Something what? The full story in your job is very dangerous for us and things might get broken along the way. Is that... Are you blaming us for that? Because my question is, who are you going to report it to? It's not our fault, any of our fault, that you decided to transport some of your goods in glass canisters.
Go to make a deception check.
$23.
It's really good. She sighs. Fine. I don't know whether to trust you or not. I'm getting some mixed signals here.
The great thing is you don't have to. Because all your stuff is here as far as we're concerned.
Well, she looks over to the gentlemen who are unloading the truck. They give a nod. She says, our business is done then. Be on your way.
And a pleasure doing business with you.
So, you all load back into the truck and very quickly leave the establishment. We'll fast forward a bit, getting back to the warehouse, delivering the truck to Durin, who looks over it and just gives a sigh as he sees the damage to the sides of it and just, why me?
You can thank the Green Tusk gang.
Shit. Well, just glad you brought it back in one piece. Well, get going then.
Heron will have our payment.
He will.
Riley tried to blame us for the damage. I just want you to know.
That doesn't seem like her.
Well, she did.
It was really heated, if you want to know.
You are going to make a deception check too.
Oh, I would be so happy to. Wow, I actually rolled fairly under average. 19.
Okay. 19. You he just shakes his head and he says, "Oh, we'll get it sorted out then. All right, well, you get going then. Like I said, Aaron, I'll have your payment." You all head back from West Circle to Farsaw Heights, taking the subway again, or walking, or whatever you want to do.
I think
Subway.
Yeah.
All right, that'll be another copper for each of you. But you take the subway back, the peaceful underground of Gothford. Smells a bit, but you arrive back at the Cloves Laundry joint, and Haran is there. And as you make your entry, he gives you another warmish smile and says, "Wow, that was fast. I wasn't expecting to be back so quickly. How'd it go?"
We're efficient.
Clove got shot a little, but Hogarth's a good driver.
How do you get shot a little?
Look
It's just
at me.
a flesh wound.
She got better.
It's pretty much shot or not shot.
It went
All right.
pretty well overall.
I'm glad to hear it. Well, as long as the customers are happy, then that's another step up for us, I guess. I suppose you want your payment.
We're not in the business of charity.
That's a good one. Should remember that. All right, so that's flips through his book. 77 gold pieces at 88%. So that'll be 76 gold, or 67 gold. 67 gold and 7 silver, 6 copper.
That's. Hogarth will split it up for all of us.
All right. He hands you, takes out the briefcase, counts out your coins again, slides them across the table, and says, "Another successful job done. I haven't picked up any new ones yet. I'll get to work on that, but you still got 2 others that I can hook you up with right now. One job for the Nurian, the other for the Mephistosi. Take some time to think about it if you want, or you can go ahead and lock one down now."
Is that all you've got?
Right now, yeah. I'll have some more later, I'm sure. You've done work pretty fast. Haven't been expecting it. I'll have to up my side of things.
What did we tell you? You're not making a bad bet.
We'll just... Only time will tell. We'll see.
Yeah, I think we probably want to mull things over. Mull our options, maybe over some mulled wine. I just like the word mull. All of a sudden, mull.
We'll
I think
have
we might have a concussion.
we'll have dinner and talk about it.
All right. Well, you all enjoy your night off then. And he goes back to his ledger, makes a few marks in it, and closes his book. And we'll go ahead and call our session there for tonight then. 2 successful jobs done. Nice. So, little taste of the game, getting to know our characters and stuff. We'll pick this up next time and see where things go from here. Closing comments, questions, concerns from any of you? No. All right. Well, thank you, everyone out there, for watching, participating, viewing. We will be back in 2 weeks from today. Same time, same place. Hopefully, as many of us back as possible. We didn't have any stuff up, special things up for the interactions using Stream Elements today.
Store.
The store. That's what I was trying to say. We didn't have anything up in the store today. I wanted to give it a session to see how all that went. I'll probably implement a few things for the next time now that I see how this is all going. And we will debut that in our next session. Until then, keep an eye on our Twitter for any announcements on any up and coming things. Once again, Wild Space will not be on Monday this week. It will be on Thursday this week. Back to our normal schedule after that, presumably. And we will have video games in the meantime. Fun other things. Wonderworld Origins, the latest episode of that will be up on YouTube this week, and we will have our next session a week from this Thursday. I think that's it. Yep. Well, thank you everyone for watching, for tuning in. We hope you can stick with us for the rest of this journey. It's going to be a lot of fun. And until next time, good game and good night, Internet.
Good night,
Good night,
Internet.
Internet.